What up, though, y'all?
What's going
Another
on?
episode of
Start over. My bad. I know how
You
it's
good.
going though.
It's another episode of Really Does This Interviews. Sitting here with somebody that you might have seen if you go out your house in Cleveland at your local bar, an event, maybe your favorite club. You might have even seen your girl interacting with his page for some reason. It's your boy ShotsByRod, aka Mr. Rod. How you doing, man?
Hell yeah. I'm doing pretty good. I've been tucked in here in this cave, but I've been pretty good.
Tell
Thanks
us
for
about
having
this cave.
It's cool. It's cool. I want to thank you for having me here.
Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, facts.
It's your space.
This, I mean, it ain't really a cave, but it's my cave. I be in here. I be in my basement too, creating. But this is my recent one. Like I got adopted here by Lake Effects, and they let me create artwork out of here. Lately, I just been creating photos. Soon, I'm gonna start creating my rugs in here, and just facilitate all my artistic services out of this incubator for real. It's Cleveland Scott Studios. It's where we gonna base the photography. I do the rugs at my house, but it's really a spiritual thing. It's not an actual physical place.
That's what's up. So you're gonna turn this into like an all-in-one workshop.
Well, yeah, just for me. But the goal.
Well, yeah, for you.
The goal is to branch off and do basically what Lake Effect is doing here, but just in multiple cities and different places we go.
Oh, so you got a whole vision on where you wanna take what you doing. That's what's up. So do you want to have like multiple studios that you could just pop up at, or studios that other people could put to use?
Both. Yeah, that's how. Not to demean my city, but that's how it's done all over the country. We're not familiar with it here.
For sure.
So it's like places like this all over the place is common. So people, when you in different places like that, they like, oh, so you got a studio, and do you rent spaces? How many studios you got? Here, when you say it, they like, oh, you got a studio and you rent space and you got other spaces type shit.
Yeah, I feel like everywhere else is because people barely have their own space. If that makes sense, like especially in like the bigger cities like in New York or LA, and them motherfuckers is paying so much for so little.
Yeah.
So it's like they don't even really have the space to even do stuff that they want to do creatively, or if they just need space.
Yeah, but it ain't uncommon if someone was to have it. If it was like a painter, like, and you look at a painter here, and you be like, "Oh, you paint? That'd be cool." But he's like, "Yeah, I paint, but then I got my gallery, and then I got my artist gallery that I got other artists at too." Like, but in bigger cities, you'd expect that out of a painter. Here, you wouldn't expect a photographer to have a studio and then a studio house that he rented other studios of. But to answer your question, yes, that's the goal. I don't know why I assume people will automatically assume that by this, but I have come to learn that that is not the assumption that people make. But
people, man, that's like just me working retail. Like you learn how and ignorance not a bad word, but you learn how ignorant people are. All that means is you just don't got the knowledge.
I was talking to my bro, DJ Esso. He was like, "Yeah, I want to help the studio grow and blah blah blah." Like, I feel like you can like have people in there like using the equipment and growing with you. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I want to do. Like, I want to have like multiple studios and just like not just this space.
Yeah.
And have it all over the country eventually.
Want to be able to provide a space for others.
I work for this company in. Basically what they do here at Lake Effect for the most part. Like Dan, he is a photographer. He got his own studio here. He shoot here all the time for his clients, but so do I, and it's another photographer next door. But Dan hip, and I work for a company in New York called Metro Daylight before I moved back home to Cleveland. And that's basically what they did, but they took it to a whole nother level. Like they traveled across the country facilitating services in the photography and production industry, like mobily. They of course had their studios in Miami, they had their studios in LA, and they had their studio in New York, and that's the one I worked at. and it was the main one. It had three. It was not as big as this, of course, because everything's smaller in the Big Apple, but it had a studio about this big, maybe a little bit bigger, and then a studio about the size of the ballroom upstairs, and then the studio about the size of the other one. And I would clean all three of them and maintain them. And all types of photographers and companies will come there and facilitate their shoots because they don't have an in-house. Or even if they did have an in-house studio, more than likely Ralph Lauren only has one in-house studio. That's far-fetched. Let's say DKNY's housing or DKNY's headquarters in New York, they only have one in-house studio. So if they got 3 shoots they need to do in the day, what are they gonna do? They're gonna rent space at another studio.
Right.
So it's just so common. But anyway, I worked for this company and I didn't know about it then. Like I was just this kid from Cleveland moving to New York to work as a photographer. So I worked as assistant photographer, studio assistant, studio manager, all these different roles as a photographer or as a visual artist. And I learned all these things. And by working from this company, I learned as a photographer or as a visual artist or as a creator, you have to do basically what Dan is doing. He has a space that he rents out to other artists. And he also utilizes the space to rent out to patrons that you need it for just general purposes outside of art, maybe a party, maybe a conference, maybe a general meeting. And then he does his work here also. So I felt very lucky to be a part of the team here because I was so used to being a part of a team in New York like this. And I just know that it's seldom to be a part of a team like this here. But yeah, to wrap up what I was saying, working for that company, like it didn't really hit me until we went to Miami and it was all the same stuff. All we did was catch a flight to Miami, and I felt I had never been to Miami before. And I was so nervous. All I know is he was like, Rod, we need you in Miami. We shorthanded down there, and we ain't got nothing going on in New York. It was January, right after New Year's. Ain't nobody trying to work. All the clients, it was underbooked at the studio. I was chilling all day. And so when he asked me if I wanted to go to New York in a couple weeks, I was like, I guess. I mean, you paying me. What I'm going to say, no? And I was nervous. I did want to say no. I did want to be like, no, I ain't trying to fuck that. I'm here with my girl. It's after Christmas. It's snowing. But I did it for the check, of course. And it was great. It was like, yeah, like you could do it. You could do this anywhere. I can go to Norway and find the biggest city and set up a studio and holler at all the artists. It'd be a little bit harder. You have to broaden your demographic. Artists,
For sure.
singers, rappers, everybody that does art come to me. Right here, I got
all creatives.
All creatives. Here, I can just focus on artists that focus on visual arts, fashion, and just things I want to focus on. I don't have to tap into abstract art or dancing or sculpting or stuff like that if I don't want to, because it's enough in the industry that I'm in. And in New York, it's even better, or LA or Miami. You could just focus on insect photography, just that.
Yeah, because there's just so many people in each little category.
Yep. And so when I was in Miami, I just was loving it. I was like, this is crazy. It's the same down here. And I just took that everywhere I went. So it's like, I feel like people like us, that's why we can travel so easily, because it's like, I'm going to just treat this like it's my crib.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not about to be scared. I'm like, all right, how I get here? Cool, I'm here. This is what I would do at home. And yeah, that's what I want to do with this. But I learned, not that I learned, I did learn this, but I was once told that blowing up overnight takes 10 years. And anything you've seen somebody do overnight took like so much time and you didn't see what was going on in the back end type. And so that's my what's the word? Outlook on it. Like
As it should be though. I don't know if you're familiar with Lil Russell from he's from the Bay, but he just put up a video the other day where he was talking about how to preface this, he had just put out an album with Hit Boy this past week. And he was saying it took me 35 albums to get to Hit Boy, rapping over the course of mad years. And like for me, we live in Ohio, so I'm sure people from where he's from got put on a lot earlier, but I just got hip to him like last year. Right. So when it comes to that, that's just like ill to see, like somebody just staying consistent, put out 35 albums, and then him and Hit Boy got an album together. Number one hip hop producer in the world, if not just the number one producer, period. Right. Because even Hit Boy, he just released a song with J-Lo. So wide range as a producer. He's not just putting out rap music. So that was ill that you have mentioned that, because it's just so true. Yeah, for sure. Very few people could be like a Billie Eilish, where just putting out music with her brother in the bedroom and it's like pop super fast. Right. Like that's not normal. Anytime you see somebody that's successful, it's because they put those 10,000 hours in times 10. Mm-hmm.
Now don't get me wrong. I hate the term, and it is true. Like, there are industry plants. Luckily, I haven't come across any, but I have viewed them.
That you know of.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
I feel like that'd be easy to like point out though. But at the same time, they could have a good personality.
Yeah, but also, we don't go out a lot. So we might know these people online. Yeah. I'm not saying with me, but like just,
people could put a facade on over the internet for sure.
Yeah, and then we run into them in person. I'll be like, yo, like this one dude named Mr. Jones. I'm not going to say his first name, but he is like an internet god. Like, this dude is a great marketer on the internet. But he not really even a terrible person, but he's just not the type of person you want to hang out with. And he ain't got nothing going on with him. And I ain't even gonna pass judgment on anybody, and it might just be his what he want. He don't seem like he got a strong connection with anybody in particular, and not even call himself centered. Like I said, not passing judgment. It's just the energy. And I'm not gonna say he an industry plant. He been doing this for a long time, so the dudes have been paid. But it's the way you do stuff, and it's just like that one chick. Who rudely interviews people. Keke Palmer just interviewed her.
You talking about the white girl that was in bed with Drake?
Yeah. He said that was in bed with Drake. Yeah.
Because that's what it was, right? I'm tripping.
Yeah, she was in bed with Drake.
But she was laying in bed with Drake. Okay, yeah, I'm not saying they fucked, but they was laying in bed when they did the interview.
Did you see her interview with Offset?
I didn't watch none of those.
Yeah, he went
I
in
had seen the
that
clip, but it's like, who is this dry woman? But then also, I heard that Funny Marco put her on. So when I heard Funny Marco put her on, I was like, oh, okay, this is a bit. Like, because if a comedian is putting her on, I'm just assuming, I don't know nothing about nothing, even as I'm saying this. I'm assuming she's also a comedian, or she just is playing that part.
To say either of them are funny would be a stretch. I think people... No, what?
You talking about Funny Marco?
And her.
Yeah, no, but I was more so saying, you say he ain't funny. I couldn't say whether he is or not either. I don't.
Well, yeah, you know what? That he can get a pass. I can at least say you might be trying to be funny.
Well, to be fair too, though, I could kind of back that because I watched the Crew League where it's the rappers playing basketball, like a little basketball tournament. He's the least funny dude all the time. Makes the worst jokes.
But the point is to be comedic.
Yeah, he's supposed to be the comedian.
Yeah, she's not she thinks she's funny, but her point is to interview, and she's terrible at it.
Okay.
And him as well, and he's been called out on it. But if his point is to be a comedian, I will respect his interview type, because the dude who did Between Two Ferns.
Oh my gosh, Zach Galifianakis, right? That's who that was?
Yes. He was an exceptional interviewer because it was hilarious.
Yeah, I would say he took what she trying to do and actually made it funny.
Yeah, she's trying to do what he did and doing it terribly.
So bad.
It's like
Those
making
are the
me hate that type
funniest.
of person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his interviews are too funny if you haven't checked it out.
Yeah, check it out, y'all. Watch the movie too. It's good. If y'all didn't know, Funny or Die is owned by Will Ferrell.
Really? That is dope. Shout out to
fact
Will Ferrell.
is real.
So you have mentioned how you moved out to New York, but where are you from in Cleveland?
I'm from Cleveland. I'm from close to downtown, 69th and Kinsman. Like, ain't nothing, special, but ain't nothing too special. Like,
Special to you.
I guess. It is. It's not special. I don't like
You're
drink.
not trying to shade nothing.
Yeah, like if I'm being like more transparent and aware with myself, I connect more with like the eastern side of Cleveland. Like Kinsman is more closer towards the southeast, and I was more drawn to the northeast, which is like St. Clair and 105 area. And I still dream about that area, and that's how I know that was my favorite part of town.
So that's your heart.
Yeah, I already know. I became aware of that a long time ago because I still dream about my grandma's house, and I vaguely.
Oh, so you have family out there. It's not like you just
yeah.
venturing out there.
Yeah, I have actual places that I've been at, and that's where I dream about. Like I've been in a lot of places, and I sometimes dream about New York, but I seldom dream about Kinsman and like Euclid. My mom moved to Euclid, and so I was on the east side of Cleveland. I went to school on the west side and went to college in Akron and dropped out. And after I dropped out, I met my group of friends that I'm cool with now, and we was doing like artistic stuff. They owned a boutique called Heart and Soul.
And who are these people you're speaking of?
One of them, his name's Vince, Kenny, and Kevin. Kenny and Kev, I don't talk to him as much as I talk to DJ Esso.
And DJ Esso is who?
Yeah, DJ Esso is Vince.
What?
Vince, yeah, he owned the boutique. Them three owned the boutique, and we all they wouldn't be hanging out. They was working, but the rest of the crew would be hanging out for the most part. And I just started taking pictures of his DJ sets. It gradually happened. The story goes is like one day I took pictures. I took pictures.
So this is the start of you being a photographer.
Yeah, this is like the day. I was like, I'm gonna be. Not that I never forget it, but it's kind of like unforgettable. It's very eventful.
That's hard. You know your own origin story.
Yeah,
like some superhero shit.
Yeah,
like when you decided, okay, this was going on.
I had to type it a few times for some local newspapers and local online interviews.
Talk that shit, yeah.
Facts. So basically, Vince was like, I'm about to DJ at Potluck, which was a party threw by Varsity Squad that DJ Corey Grant and Step One and
shout out to Corey
and K Nice. They all created. I think K Nice was the lead stepper in it. Nonetheless, they had brought Vince on at the time. You know, he was our vanilla brother. And they wanted him to be there. They knew the traction he was gonna bring. He's like a great DJ, and he got so much soul.
Yeah, they just seen it and they wasn't hating.
No, definitely never was hating on Esso. Like,
so him and Corey DJing those Saturday nights at Rumor, a club out here in Cleveland. That was kind of like a full circle moment then.
Yeah, no, they had been working together for a long time.
But I'm talking about like that was like their night. Well, I can't say it didn't happen before, but it was just ill to see them together like that.
True.
And like I said, I don't know if that was ever a thing previous, but to my knowledge...
Because they did Wavy Sunday with Yomi.
But that's with somebody else too, though. But at the same time, that's that same thing. That's a
with
full
Varsity
circle
Squad.
moment.
Yeah, that's what... Because it wasn't just Vince. It was another homie. What's his name? His name was... I forgot his DJ name. If you watching this, Mike Control...
Dropped the whole government.
Yeah, the whole gov. He was an interesting friend. I don't remember his damn DJ name. Nonetheless, it was a bunch of them, and Vince was like, "Come take pictures." I did. It was so exhilarating. Everybody wanted the pictures the next day, and
so you kind of got like, you said exhilarating. So you kind of got like endorphins and like a dopamine hit.
I always liked
the power of that camera.
Yeah, I had always liked taking pictures, and I had the square ones. I had those in college. And like I was taking pictures at parties, but like I was asking people to take pictures of me. Like I was giving them my camera.
You was walking around with the camera so you could get some flicks off.
Yeah, it was like it wasn't, and I was getting pictures of other people too, but I didn't want.
That's not really why you was doing it.
Yeah, for some reason it didn't click at the time, and it's funny because I was studying journalism, like I was studying to be an interviewer, right? But I didn't see it this way until I was actually behind the camera that day, and I was like, yo, I could just create so much work, and like it's like, I don't know. I mean, I could create so much art through this. I don't know what like it was. It was all of that at once. It was like knowing I can have something to work out of. It was creating art. It's like I found my purpose. I don't know.
That's fire.
It's crazy.
So what were you doing before that time? Because obviously you're a creative dude.
Yeah.
You, for people that don't know, he also makes rugs. I'm sure you've seen a whole bunch of people on the internet making these rugs, hanging them on that big ass thing, and using that gun. Rod does that as well. Shout out to ShotsByRod.
Yeah.
Make sure to check that out. Cop some if you can. Do a little commission. He gonna get that done for you.
Yeah.
But obviously through your photography, through your rugs, like you were a creative dude just at heart, period. So what were you doing before the photography?
I was in college.
Well, more so just like as a
creative
dude? Just as a kid.
As a kid, yeah, no. I was straight meat and potatoes. I was about to say I was in college, like I was journalism.
Oh, so that's when it kind of like came to mind.
Yeah, that kind of like when it came to mind. Like in school, I just was gonna get a job. I was gonna be an engineer. Like a lot of one of my friends from high school, we went to a tech-based school.
Swear. So you were a kid that was just in the books.
Mm-hmm.
You following the lead of the schooling. Okay, I'm gonna get a job.
I was an average grade nerd. Like I was a nerd. I was a lazy nerd. I was like, yeah, I'm smart, but I don't have to prove it to y'all.
Yeah, I would say that's kind of my thing. I like the lazy nerd.
Yeah, I was a lazy nerd.
I can get all A's, but I'm gonna sleep and still get a 3.4, 3.5.
I'm still graduating, but I'm not about to try to impress y'all because what is it gonna prove? I have come to learn that it wasn't proving to them. It was proving to myself that I could do it. And so what I didn't do back then was prove to myself that I could do it. And now that's what I'm doing.
Like, I know I could do it, but for what?
For what?
For who?
For who? And it's like...
Because it's not what you necessarily wanted to do.
That is true. And it's like, I have to be aware and hold myself accountable. It's easy. It's real easy for me to say that. But like, show yourself you can do it. And there's been a lot of times that I said, oh, yeah, I could do that. And then I would be doing it, and I'd be like, yo, yeah. It's this easy to say. And it's been a few times I didn't finish the one thing I said I could do, and now I can't say I could do it.
And what's that one thing?
I don't know. Like, what was one thing? I could think one thing, like...
oh, I thought you were just
Yeah,
referencing.
It wasn't one thing in particular. No. Okay. Damn. Well... Okay, well, that's all right.
What you looking for?
I didn't know this was gonna mark up my paper, and I'm so particular about the paper.
Yeah, you only got so much of the roll.
Yeah, I only got so much, but this is gonna do. I'm gonna use this.
Hopefully you can take a little wet washcloth.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a magic eraser thing. Actually, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. It's cool.
Those are a lifesaver.
God been good, so I can
all the time.
And I can also I could just replace it. But back to the talk.
Well, not even that. So growing up, you were bouncing around from around downtown to east side of Cleveland. Obviously, you say you still dream about the east side at your grandma's house. What was that like growing up? Kind of bouncing over to your grandma's. What was it like at your home compared to at your grandma's, to where you still dreaming about that residence to this day as a grown man?
Oh, it probably was like the sense of freedom. I don't know. I think I had the most fun. It was like my dad's mom, so it was like, but like he stayed there, and my aunt stayed there, and my aunt's son, which is my cousin. It was her
okay.
only
So you
son.
wasn't just going over there to see grandma?
No. She was at work all the time, so I vaguely saw her. Like I only saw her at night.
Got you.
Like
you was going over there when it was dad's turn.
Yeah, and my dad wasn't really there either, so I was kicking it with my aunt and her, and I still kick with her a lot. But I was kicking with my aunt and her son.
That's hard.
And that's probably why I remember it a lot, because I felt the most free Like I didn't really...
The most free how? What was the difference between being over there and then being at I'm assuming your mom's house?
Yeah, my mom, like my brothers and sisters. Like I got different dad than the man my mom married and my younger brothers and my sisters. So
you're like a only child, but you got like other siblings.
No, because
Your mom and dad have other siblings have other children besides you?
Yeah. My mom got my brothers and my sister with my stepdad.
No, I'm talking about.
But my dad do too.
No, I'm just talking about your two parents. Are you?
Oh yeah.
You're the only one from them.
Yeah, I'm the only one from them.
That's how I am too. I got 7 siblings, but I'm an only child.
Oh,
quote unquote.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, my daughter is me and her mom's only child, but she has brothers. I don't have any other kids. So yes, I didn't really think about it like that.
I forgot you had a kid. I got a hat for you too.
Yeah. I never thought about it like that. Yes, I am the only child.
Yeah, because I be thinking about that too. Because like, I'm assuming with you too, you grew up with them. So you're not thinking like, oh, this is my half brother, this is my half sister. I don't know anything about them.
Oh yeah,
that's like damn near the same. It's still full siblings. You grew up with them your whole life or their whole lives.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, no, you're my brother, you're my sister. You're not even thinking about it like that. But when you step back and look at it from an outside perspective, like there's a lot of people out here that like have those
boundaries
type of siblings, and they don't even really know them like that.
Yeah, like it's people. Yeah, and it's people that like. I look at it like my daughter, like so my sisters on my dad's side, and my sister and my brother on my mom and my stepdad's side. But I forgot. Like we never looked at it like that. We never was like. We knew what it was. Like we knew what half sisters and half brothers is. But like my sisters on my dad's side, those are my sisters, and then my sisters on my my siblings on my mom and my stepdad's side was the same thing. It just wasn't like in our culture to be like, oh yeah, this is my half brother, half sister.
Hell nah.
Yeah, I don't know why, but we knew what it was. We knew like if you
you got different dads or different moms, but you're not even thinking about it like that.
I'm not even thinking about it like that.
You're just like, oh, we share a parent.
Right.
We're siblings.
Now I will tell you, kids nowadays think about it like that. Like my daughter's mom just had a son, and
Shout
the man
out
she had
to the youth.
Facts. And the man she had the son with got a daughter, and the daughter be calling my I should have put this on the
So
rug.
that's like a step sibling,
or like a half sibling. Yeah, that's a step. I think it's something like that
because it's not from her mom, right?
Exactly.
It's from her sibling's dad. In the shop, man.
Yeah, exactly. My daughter don't even want to call her sister, so I don't even know she don't even like that she call her mom, and it's not weird to me. I kind of feel it because how she grew up, but I'm like,
I was about to say, if you don't know no better, like I feel like just like parents are very protective of the youth, I'm sure youth is protective of the parents. Why you calling my mom and she not your mom?
That's how I feel, because nobody has come into the family and called my mom. My siblings that called my mom, this is your mom. You came from her. We just don't have the same dad.
Yeah.
And
your daughter's still young too. It's not like she's in high school, like, you can't be calling my mom. Let's step outside. Let's step outside real quick. That's not your mama.
Yeah, swear to God.
It's kind of just more so a confusing thing. It's just the ignorance of like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
I know that's not your mom.
Yeah.
Why you call? That's my mom.
Facts. And she not even acting on it. She just know how she feels.
Of course.
Yeah, she not saying nothing.
Just all this stuff she tell you.
Yeah, and she tell her mom, and she didn't tell her brother, huh?
Privately.
Yeah, she not rude in front of the girl.
She not blowing it up in front of the lady.
In front of the girl.
Young lady.
In front of the but the young girl is very rude and obnoxious. She rightfully she need it. Now keep it.
Maybe that might even play more into account too.
If
maybe
the girl was
cool, and you showing love to me, you not being a. But who knows what she got going on with her mom and her dad dynamic? You know what I mean?
That's what we all wonder, because like we all done said it's prevalent, because Jay's close, my daughter close to my mom, me, and everybody, and it's deep and dear to her. So
you know it ain't no drama coming from her.
Who?
Your daughter.
Yeah, no, we know that, but we know we know how she feel about it because, like I said, she didn't told everybody, and
Right.
like we wondering like what's going on with the girl and her mom, but that's neither here nor there. Like she
It matters
don't
though
like
too.
it.
It
It do
matters though
matter.
too. I'm sure with you as a dad, you probably think about it a lot because you like this kid around my daughter.
Yeah, I do think about it, but she got an older. I have a little bit of security because I know her mom is obsessed with her, but she also obsessed with the baby, which make her want to
So
please
she got
the
two
man.
great parents. Your daughter.
Yeah. Her mother a
That's what's
little.
up.
Yeah, she do got good parents.
Shout out to Mom Dukes.
Yeah, and then she got an older brother, and her brother don't like
Oh,
the little
okay,
girl. So
okay.
they
So your baby mom had an older child too.
yeah before.
And do he got his head on the shoulders?
He a good kid. His
That's what's
dad, he be I don't know, but me and him.
Yeah, we
kick
even
it.
gotta talk about that. But
Yeah,
the
yeah.
kid, he cool.
He like
That's what's
12.
up. He a good big brother.
He a good one. He a quiet dude. He kind of like me, but I was really kids is different nowadays. They really into their phones, but I was really
100%.
I was
Me having 7 younger siblings, each sibling is low key from a different generation.
yeah.
So I see like the whole thing. I get on my mom today. I'm like, why you get them phones? Like, so
Yeah.
why you let them get on the internet?
Facts.
Because I didn't even have the internet till I was probably in the consistently at the crib I'm living at. 7th, 8th grade, and we only got it because we moved to the suburbs, like Avon or whatever, and they required internet for school. So it was like, oh, like we need to get internet for the school. So I was kind of like, oh, whatever. When I lived with my mom, we didn't have cable. Like it's like if somebody wanted to come to the house and put the wires on the side of the house, we might have cable for like a month before
That's
they shut
crazy.
it off.
When was this?
You know what I mean? When I was young, when I was probably in like, just growing up with my mom, when I was in probably, I moved back with her when I was in fifth grade. I moved back with her when I was in 5th grade. And then even before then, like I don't even think the internet was really like a thing like that. Like
The crazy thing
I'm
is-
only 27, so and
Okay.
when I was with my dad from kindergarten to 4th grade, we wasn't on the computers.
Yeah.
I was playing with toys with my dad in my bedroom. We was playing G.I. Joes.
Right.
Hey, I shot him.
Facts.
Knock him down.
Unfortunately, we had at that I don't even remember that long ago, but definitely the computers weren't a thing. And by the time I was in high school, we definitely had the internet. And by the time,
Yeah, so you got to think. These kids, they know how to work an iPad by the time they're 2 years old.
oh for sure,
You might even see a 1-year-old getting busy on YouTube.
hell yeah, no,
Being
they
able to
definitely.
search up what he want or she want.
They definitely civilians. I ain't gonna say civilians. The human
humans.
minds. Yeah, we definitely develop these kids, and I don't know if it's like making them smarter or like they're adapting. It's really making it
Smarter in technology, but making them dumber to the real world.
definitely making them like
They don't
easier,
have people skills.
easier for them to like adapt, but harder for them to like actually
Accept.
And that for sure. And I was gonna say,
Accepting
like,
what the real world is because they're so used and accustomed to what they're seeing on the internet.
I was about to say it make them so hard for them to create, but on the contrary, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that.
Okay, and I have like, and that's good that you said you wouldn't say that because my little brother, he's maybe 7 years old.
Mm-hmm.
My youngest brother, 8 years old. I don't even think he's 8 yet. I think he's 7.
Mm-hmm.
But he goes on YouTube,
Mm.
learns how to draw. Goes on YouTube, tries to learn a new language. Like this dude's 7 years old.
Yeah.
So it's like if you use those tools properly, it could definitely be an advantage. But if you get stuck in those potholes of the internet, it could be super detrimental, especially to a growing mind.
It's fun. Well, I don't say it's funny. I don't know how my daughter's mom instilled it in her, but
And it comes down to the parents too. If you just throw an iPad in front of your kid, the algorithm gonna throw something in front of their face that they shouldn't be seeing.
yeah.
Because people know how to work that. People throwing in little weird, even if you set the settings to kids, make sure nothing gets to them, blah, 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 blah. There's people out there that are predatory on that, and they know how to work the algorithm to where they gonna throw something in there, and then they gonna fall into that hole.
Hell yeah, yeah, definitely. I'm definitely fortunate enough to have a child because my daughter only 8, but she be on Minecraft creating stuff, and that's where like the creative aspect. Like she actually impressed me. She was on there this one day, and she had found it was her birthday, and like I just hung out a little longer than I would, and I just was just sitting there and.
So you and your baby mama got a good relationship there.
Yeah, it's cool. It's decent.
That's what's up.
It's me and her whole family. It's cool. It used to be rocky, but it's cool now.
That's what's up.
And she had created this. She created this zoo, and like, but it was in
just
like
her.
Just her. Yeah, like people know what Minecraft is, right? But kids love Minecraft. Adults do too. And like, you could create stuff in Minecraft. I knew that, but she found this temple, or she had built this temple that she said that she was getting back to, and I looked. And I kept looking over. Every time I looked over, some more and more was built. First, she took the grass out, and then she took the dirt out, and then she put grass in it, and then she made the walls black and white, and made like glass like things, and then before you know it, it was like pandas in there. She said, "Look, I made a panda zoo." I said, "What?" But the most impressive thing was that every other block was black or white. It was like a checkerboard, and I was just like, kids aren't like uncreative or they like.
No, they just need that outlet. Mm-hmm. And not to say every kid is creative. Not every kid is gonna be like that. You know what I mean? Right. But at the same time, though, the ones that are, if you could give them that outlet, if you could steer them in that direction, they could possibly change the world. I always tell people this all the time. Like, this isn't necessarily creative, but you got to think, people back in the day, they was taking orders and taking over countries from somebody that was probably 16, 17 years old.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, facts. No, true.
Like, and they're leading an army of men, 20, 30 years old.
It's probably a lot of them decisions.
So it's like, if you instill that in your child, and your child can recognize that it's kind of like that perfect balance, they could change the world, possibly.
True.
So that's why I always like shout out the youth. That's why I always like to tap in with my younger siblings, of course, not just because I'm a big brother, because I want to see like, what y'all doing? Like, I be asking them grown up questions. Mm-hmm. What you want to do?
Yeah.
What are you into right now?
Facts.
Like, what do you see your, like, what do you, okay, you like to do that? Okay, what's up? Like, I remember my one little brother, he's like, oh, I want to become a YouTube streamer. Mm-hmm. Bought him a whole little streaming kit. Mm-hmm. He ain't touch it. But he also says, I got to be 13 to be able to stream on YouTube.
Oh, how old is he?
He's got to be around there, maybe 11 or 12, and I got this for him like 3-4 years ago.
Have him look up the salary. That's what my little sister and my daughter did.
At the same time, though, too, not that this matters, but it's like my autistic brother. So he be like tapped into what he tapped into. So I feel like for him to get into streaming, he'd have to like untap and tap into that.
He autistic?
Yep.
Oh, that's neat.
Yep. He didn't even talk till he was probably like 4 or 5. And now you can't shut him up. And then when he do talk, not to say he's dogging stuff, but it's no filter in there.
That's crazy. He just saying whatever.
Not even saying whatever. He's saying what it is.
Oh, the truth, meaning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hilarious, man. But yeah, he's smart. He's smart as hell. He's smart as hell. He can communicate well. He's on like the lower end or whatever.
Okay.
But like, he definitely didn't start off there.
What's his special ability? That's how I think. Like,
his special ability is just tapping in. If he tap into something, that's he gonna conquer it. But right now he tapped into like Sonic, Kirby, YouTube. You know what I mean? Bet. But like you speaking of Minecraft, I remember when I was in maybe early high school, middle school, junior high, somewhere around there. Xbox didn't have Minecraft, but they had like a bootleg Minecraft. Mm-hmm. And it was crazy because you could tap into other people's worlds. It was crazy to see what people was building in that. So I can only imagine, like, you get a creative kid tapping into that. They know they got to go mine materials. They gotta go clear out environments, cut down trees, like you said, cut grass. Your little daughter was cutting grass, like so. It's ill to see that stuff like that is out there.
Yeah, that type shit for kids. That's always good.
There's a lot of good, useful tools out there. It's just you got to make sure they stick to those.
Yeah, I didn't see a lot of that growing up. But
No, definitely not.
I definitely.
It's just pure imagination.
Facts. Yeah. Like I didn't, we didn't. Well, personally, they didn't show me like you can make money off of pictures type shit. It was like be an engineer and all this other shit.
100%. So like you said, you were going to school to be an engineer. Was it coming into that? The taking pictures is kind of what cut you off from that. You're like, no, this is what I want to do.
It kind of caught me at a time where I was like, what was I doing? I wasn't lost, but I was like trying to find direction. I was like I don't know if I was trying to like rap or have a store like my homie. I didn't want to.
You was a rapper?
I used to make music, yep. I used to make music, like I used to write music.
You used to make music or you was a rapper?
I mean, both. Both of those things are true.
That's tough.
But I was not too focused on that. Like, you know, everybody got their hobby. Like, photography definitely a hobby that I make money off of. But that's how it is with, like, rapping. Not that I feel like you got to be any type of age, but, like, I would just do that to, like, make it, like, artistically.
Okay, so that was just one of your outlets.
Yeah, right. So I wasn't like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be a rapper, but that was a thought that I could actually sit down and focus 5 years.
So how old do you think? Well, you probably know exactly how old you were when you picked up that camera and went to the potluck. You said was it the potluck?
Yeah, it was potluck at B-side.
So what? How old were you when you were like, oh yeah?
I can go on my Facebook and look. I think I got the album. All them albums is my first couple shoots are still on Facebook. This is almost 20 years ago. So shout out to Mark Zuckerberg.
20 years ago? You're not 40.
It's pushing it. I'm 36, so in 4 years, it's closer to 20 than it is to 10.
Yeah, but I thought you said you were in college. I'm tripping.
Yeah, this is 2009. Was it 2024? Okay, so 15. My bad. Okay, I'm pushing.
Okay. I'm like, damn. Hold on, you was 16 in college.
Yeah.
Golly.
No. I was 19. 3 years.
Okay.
I'm 3 years off.
So even as a child, you weren't creative at all. Like
I used to draw. I played basketball.
Okay, there it is. Yeah. Basketball ain't creative.
Yeah,
I'm talking about being creative. Like,
it could be. I didn't draw. Who couldn't draw? And me and Vince, we used to do like,
And when did you meet him?
When I was like 18, 19, like.
So getting out of high school.
Yeah, I literally met him a year or two before I started taking pictures. And you met him
through Heart and Soul?
No, I met him through Kenny, is our mutual friend. Kenny was my roommate
And that's who he opened up the store with? One of the people?
They had the store open. Me and Kenny was going to Akron together, and he was like, "Yeah, I got the store on Coventry." I'm like,
okay. So in a roundabout way through the store.
Yeah. Like he basically was like, "Yeah, you should come to the store with me this weekend," because I had just re-enrolled. He was my. I ain't gonna fake. I'm not even gonna exaggerate. He wasn't even my roommate. He was just a dude I saw skating on campus too.
Word. That's just a homie on campus.
Yeah, and so like we would kick it at each other's apartment.
And what campus? You said Akron?
Akron, yeah. And I had never smoked weed before. And I remember he was like, you want to smoke? And we had bought a dime bag from this dude.
So in college, you ain't smoked weed yet?
No, I barely even drank.
Shout outs.
Yeah, but I had just turned 19 or was turning 19. I might have been 18. No, I was definitely 19 for sure. Yeah, I was definitely 19. And he was like, you wanna get high? I was like, yeah. We smoked. And I had the time of my life. It was crazy. Then I met Vince. Yeah, it was like.
Shout out to the ganja.
You feel me? We was listening to MF Doom and Dilla.
Oh, that's hard. See, my first weed experience.
Yeah.
I went over to the homie crib. It's like 4:20. I'm like 15 years old. It's 4:20. I'm like, I'm gonna try to smoke. I'm gonna see what this is about. Like, I'm like a smart kid. I'm not trying to like jump off the bridge, but I'm just trying to see what it's about. If I don't like it, I'm not gonna fuck with it. If I like it, I'm gonna fuck with it.
Mm-hmm.
So over at the homie's house, smoking weed. I'm like, damn, I'm blown. Mm-hmm. And like to this day, my eyes are already naturally low. So they get dumb low, dumb red, just look like the devil in my eyes. So when I got home, I just run straight upstairs, play video games, hope my mom don't come in there. Mm. So you actually got to enjoy your first high.
Yeah, I didn't have to worry about it. Coming in. Now, that's not to say I didn't have those moments, because being like at still like a late teen, early 20s, I dealt with my parents and they wasn't used to their oldest son.
And at the end of the day, it's illegal.
Now, but at the time it wasn't very illegal.
No, that's why I said illegal, yeah.
Yeah, now they couldn't. I didn't got them to try some stuff with the medical conditions,
You broke it down to them.
Yeah, they definitely
like, hey, this could help you with X, Y, and Z.
We don't even have to have those talks. If I walk in their house high, which I wouldn't, it would be a problem over how I smelt, not my demeanor.
Yeah, it's just like you kind of being disrespectful right now.
And wouldn't even be like disrespectful in like that sense. It'll be disrespectful to come in there super musty after playing football.
That's what I'm saying. You just fucking up the feng shui.
Yeah, you fucking up.
Get your ass in the shower.
Yeah, you feel me? Or change them clothes. You should have did something. You smelling like crazy. You come in there smelling like Black and Miles. I ain't fucking with it.
Yeah, you smell dirty.
You smell dirty, exactly. You drank a whole bottle of tequila, damn.
You smelling it.
You smell. I smell you. You gotta go outside.
My girl be getting hot to this day. You smell like tequila.
Your girl be saying that to you?
Yeah. I get in the bed. I've been drinking. It be like, you smell like tequila.
Mr. Espelon.
I be like,
damn.
Shout out to Espelon Tom, but we done moved on to Siete Leguas. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I gotta move on to champagne too, because the hard liquor.
No, Siete Leguas, that's tequila. But shout out to the Clico Club. That Vouv, ooh, that champagne is a different drink.
Yeah, it is.
For sure. Shout out to Ted and King. That's why I started drinking Vouv. I remember when I was super up like a year, 2 years ago, when I was like the most up I ever been. Nigga, I'm buying that shit every weekend.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, lows.
I remember. I don't know what.
Champagne drunk is different.
It really is. They had this one brand, Magneto. They raised the price, but when I got hip, it was $15, and it was.
Oh my God, it's a budget champagne. That was probably busting.
I think it's Prosecco, unfortunately.
Okay, so that's what they make the mimosas with.
Yep, and it was still in the champagne bottle.
Of course.
It was packaged real nice.
Yeah, it's viewed as that budget.
Yeah. But it still came in a box.
When it was 15, what's it now?
It's 20. And
that's a big increase for an alcoholic beverage.
It was 15 and it came in a box though. Like they all came
like a box wine?
In a box. Like no, it was in box wine. It was in the champagne bottle.
No, but I'm saying like that though.
No. It was like that.
The bottle came in a box.
Yes. Ooh. Like Clico. So you looked a certain way.
You look like, hey.
You like what?
I gotta unwrap my bottle.
You feel me? Hold on, let me open this box. Then let me open the bottle for you. That's what it was.
Yeah.
That's
little two-step process. That's how better living with the two-step process.
And like when you transporting it, especially in New York, because that's when I got it hit. It looked better, especially during Christmas time or whatever. It held the bottle together better. It was cool, so I got that every trip. So when they raised the price,
they got rid of the box?
Exactly.
Oh, they go. They go.
And I feel like it tastes worse.
So they cut the ingredients, they cut the marketing, and raised the price.
I don't know what happened.
Shout out to capitalism, you know what I mean?
That's what it is. I think it's a combination of people being like, yeah, no, I'm not working for that less, and us losing resources is having to like,
well, because they say inflation is fake when it comes to the cost to produce.
Exactly, because...
So it's like things are as cheap as they've ever been to produce, but prices are as high as they've ever been. So it's just like that capitalistic, I'm a gouge you because I can.
That's true. That is true. I feel like they don't have... Even though the cost of shit is low, it's making the workers be like that too. Like, oh shit, I'm gonna demand my time. I mean, I don't know about in sweatshops. I feel like
That's a whole different country.
That is a whole
They
different
probably
country.
working the same they was 20 years ago, if not harder.
That is true.
We're out here, everybody's working lesser.
Less, but want more.
They want more, they working less. And like a perfect example, me and my girl went to KFC the other day. 30, 40 minutes before they closed.
They
didn't
stop
have no chicken.
Oh.
They didn't have no chicken.
Yeah.
We got 5 tenders left.
Because they ain't want to cook
I'll take
the
those
chicken.
5 tenders.
Yeah.
We only got enough for a small fry. Like, bro, y'all don't close for 30, 40 minutes.
Pull the shit out and cook it. Because y'all put everything
they
up.
said, okay, we're going to cook the fries. You want more fries? We'll cook the fries.
Because they could
It's
open
gonna
the
be
bag
3
of
minutes.
fries.
It took 20 minutes.
Oh.
And the dude at the window told me, the dude that was supposed to be like making the food just forgot about it, didn't want to do it. Gave us a free cake. Bro, that does not
Suffice.
substitute. And we ordered like a little, one of them new little bowls where it's like French fries, mashed potatoes, and other stuff. They was like, oh yeah, we didn't have the stuff for that, so we just gave you a famous bowl. First off, sir, y'all got everything that's in there. It's just French fries, mashed potatoes, and cheese.
Yeah.
Y'all don't got cheese.
You just ain't
Y'all didn't want to make the little cheese sauce.
Yeah.
Like, y'all is bugging.
Yeah.
Like, if I call your DM right now, y'all is fired.
That. I know DMs and they probably gonna be like, come on, Juk the Quan, man. You gotta make the cheese sauce, bro.
Come on, bro. It takes how long?
He's not gonna fire him though. He's gonna
No,
can
well,
you work
I shouldn't
tomorrow?
say fire, but like it's like, come on, bro. Like you're gonna be on high notice with your superior.
Yeah.
It's like y'all turning down business, and then he was like, "Oh, you want a chocolate cake?" No, I don't eat no cake. I got a sensitive ass stomach, and my girl don't like chocolate cake, but I'll take it though. I ate that bitch.
I will say it's a good compromise. I'm noticing people are
But at the same time, you got to know your worth too.
yeah.
In this day and age, if you're an adult, you're paying your bills, you got to pay rent. You better not be working for no $10, $15 an hour.
Yeah.
And that's the minimum wage out here.
But if that's what you got to do, if that's what you got to do,
you got to do, but you got to get another job.
Yeah, do what you. I always say, just do what you got to do.
100%. But I understand that mentality. I'm only getting paid $10 an hour.
I'm not exactly.
What I look like busting my ass for you?
Yeah. But also, I feel you. That's what I'm saying. It's a good compromise. Cause like I will say this, the other day I was going to get some soup from this place. Actually, I wasn't. I was going to a grocery store because I thought the soup place was closed because it was $3.50, and they closed at 4. And as I'm walking past it,
everybody be closing 10, 15, 20 minutes before they're supposed to close.
But when I was walking past, they were still open and they was taking people, and I was like, oh shit. I grabbed the door. They was still open.
The soup place.
Yeah, so I said, I guess they is open, and I'm in here. Let me just see what's happening.
I got an order.
I got an order
They
now.
gonna send me out the door?
I went in there. I said, I didn't even ask. I said, well, I guess y'all is open. He said, what you want? I said, well, shit. Let me get what I was about to fuck the grocery store.
Hell yeah.
And it just dawned on me that some people are still going above and beyond. I'll be at work doing it all the time.
And that's why I was so salty. Like, we got there 30 minutes before
I
y'all
know,
closed.
exactly. Come on
You know
now.
what can happen in 30 minutes, dog? You can get a rush in 30 minutes.
I'll tell y'all, everybody this. And before y'all do the closing early, right? Y'all know weed legal now. I got my weed card. When I go to the dispensary, they I sometimes go an hour before they close. I seldomly go right before they close.
You talking about the dispensary?
Any dispensary in the city.
You're
But
talking about
I'm
dispensaries.
right. And when I go there, if I go close to when they about to close, they always got this like sad look on their face. Not like super sad, but they just like,
Oh, we gotta deal with somebody.
and it ain't even me. It's not even me because I just be there by myself. I'm very easygoing.
No, it's just
Let me
the
get
fact that they see a person walking in the door.
Yeah, no, not that too, but it's not me. I know what it is. It's the rush that's about to come after me. Because I'll usually come an hour before they about to close or maybe 30 minutes. They always get that last 15-minute rush and they know it's coming. And so the look on their face is always like, 5. And I'll be like,
this is the start of the,
yes,
start.
Yes, and I'm starting. They like, yes, they are coming late. So they see me and they be like,
that's ill that you put it like that. Because me, I wouldn't even thought that far. But also, if I would have thought that far, like I worked in retail, they give you goals from the previous year. Because people, it's patterns.
Right, yeah.
It's patterns.
Yeah.
So if you're used to people's going to pop up on that last 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You just started that rush.
Yeah. And they trying to get out of there.
Yeah.
They not trying to stay. This not like
they already damn near
counted
the cash register. Put away what they got to put away.
Hoping no, and it's funny because when this just happened yesterday. I went at 7, they closed at 8. The dude was at the door. Every time somebody came in, locking it. It's still an hour.
An hour is crazy.
He watched. I'm like, what time it close? He's like 8. He said we stopped taking new patients at 7:30. I said, ain't no new patient going. It only
First of all, that's still 30 minutes, sir. First of all, it's not 7:25, 7:29.
No, they mean new patients and not like
registering them.
Yeah, registering them, right?
It don't matter. It's still 30 minutes, dog.
Literally.
If y'all close at 8, and I'm trying to get situated at 7:29, and y'all stop taking them at 7:30.
You gonna be like,
you taking my shit, pause.
If it's 7:40, it only take me 5 minutes to pick what I want. It only take you 15 minutes because what they want to do is they don't want to log in all that stuff. So
you feel me? But hey, get your words per minute up. First off,
I swear to God, it's like first off, and I understand y'all working at a dispensary, but like. Y'all really not.
Dog, you're not doing nothing. You standing there selling weed all day.
You scanning this thing.
It's niggas on the block doing that and worried about getting robbed and motherfucking taking the top, maybe even getting killed over weed.
I ain't not over.
So what are you talking about? You over there behind the counter selling weed, son. You better be grateful that's your job. Because if you not, then get a new job. That's my thing. If you don't like where you're working, get a new job.
I will say this.
Because I feel like everybody hiring nowadays.
I just had an interview today. It went actually really good. It wasn't very much like this, but I was impressed with myself because and honestly, the chick who interviewed me, she,
you're a people person though too.
Yeah, and she was too. She enabled me to ask the right questions.
I thought you were saying she literally drove you somewhere.
No,
what this kind of interview was this? She trying to bag, son.
She was in
Michigan. Bag this nigga, son. That's crazy.
So we had to do it on Zoom, and I usually don't ask questions in interviews, but
why? I mean, because you already necessarily know what you're going into, so.
But
she was open to responding.
Yeah, she after my questions, she had more questions, and she ended it like, okay, when we move forward, I listen to how people say stuff.
So you locked in?
I'm locked in.
When we move forward, that's locked in.
Yeah, and I'm just hoping. I will say this: yesterday I had a meeting, but I was at work, and I had the same interview, and I missed it by like 30 minutes because
for the same place.
Yeah, because
But they rescheduled, no problem.
I'm not gonna say it wasn't no problem. I emailed her.
Say that, but they were willing to.
Yeah, I will.
That's hard.
She didn't respond to my email, and she didn't ask me to reschedule. I emailed her and apologized for.
Well, of course, they're not about to reach out to you if you a no show.
Yeah, and then she
responded to you reaching out.
No,
not even that.
No, she didn't even do that. Listen, this is crazy. I just went into the portal that they had, initially they said, okay, set up for the interview. I sent the link. They sent the link, and I scheduled for the interview. Then they sent me a interview link, a Zoom link back. And then she followed up and said, I'm excited about our interview. And then I missed that interview. And so I went back to the first link and rescheduled for a later date, which was today at 11.
So you
I just took it upon myself and rescheduled myself.
Yo, the fact that you can do that is crazy. Hold on, let's get to that.
She didn't
Shout out to technology. Shout out to the internet.
I swear to God.
You can't reschedule your own interview, son. And the fact that she seen that in the docket
and still
was like, okay, bet. I'm gonna pop on there. Let's see if this nigga show up.
And I was in there. I had the camera ready. I came in. I was like, oh, my bad.
That's initiative.
I was like, hey.
That's initiative because you know they seen you reaching out.
Yeah.
Being like, yo, my bad. They're like, okay, what you gonna do about it?
Facts.
And this nigga set up a whole interview.
I was there ready.
That's hard.
She was happy. I knew her. And I was like, hey, Jay. She said, hey, Rod, can I call you Rod? Is it okay? I was like, yes, Rod. Can I call you Jay? She said, yeah, that's perfect.
Come on, son. And the fact that she said she was looking for it, she already was respecting.
Oh, for sure.
I was going to say respecting your gangster. No, she was respecting your resume and what you was going to bring to the table.
Oh, for sure.
So that's why she hopped on that link.
I'm going to tell y'all what,
If I'm interviewing somebody, if I'm in that power, and somebody missed their shit and they reschedule it themselves and I don't respond to them, I'm not popping up to their rescheduled shit that they did.
I'm not doing that.
So that's how you know
she was fucking
like, not that she was cool, that you was the right person for the job.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm hoping too. We gonna see. Because the initial
And what is this job?
It's for a real estate photographer. I'm gonna basically be selling the services.
She's seen your portfolio. She's seen not your lineage, but your history of what you do. So she was probably very excited to work with you. You know what I mean? She's like, oh, I'm looking forward to this interview. Nigga ain't show up. Nigga apologized. She ain't saying nothing. She's trying to play it cool. Hey, you reschedule your own interview.
Keep in mind.
That's hard as fuck.
That is nice.
That's gotta be.
That is nice to hear.
Less than 1% of motherfuckers.
That is great to hear, right? And that's very optimistic of you. And that's not saying I'm not optimistic.
No, but 1,000,000%. If she was saying, I'm outside looking in.
She is.
I don't know nothing about nothing. If she was looking forward to that initial interview, 100% she read all the apologies.
This is what I think,
but didn't respond.
I think it's like, it is a big company. It's new. They said they've been around for 7 years. I did ask them that. I think it just so happened that she, like I rescheduled it and she was just going through all the interviews that she had.
And it was bullshit. That's what I'm saying. You a nigga, son.
And I'm like, maybe
you a
she
nigga
just...
out here, son. Hey,
can't.
You don't discredit yourself. You a nigga out here saying you got the portfolio. Yeah. You got the whole shit going on. You got the space. Yeah. You got the equipment. Nigga ain't out here like renting equipment. You know what I mean? Or tomorrow because they was closed today before I got there. You know what I mean? So it's like she recognized that you were the perfect person for the job. I'm not even gonna say man. You were the perfect person for the job. You know what I mean? So you gotta kind of see that, do the equation yourself. You was about to be an engineer, son. You know how to do equations. You know how to break shit down. So you already knew, like you might not want to say it or might not want to like put all that towards it. But if you do all the math, you was the answer. Yeah. So that's why you rescheduled the interview.
Yeah, I think
because a motherfucker that feel like they're not going to get that job is not rescheduling the interview.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
They didn't respond to my email. Next.
No, for real.
So you took that upon yourself.
Yeah.
To reschedule that interview, and they acknowledged that.
I think so.
So that's like, oh, this nigga really is the man for the job, or they really is the person for the job.
Yeah. So hopefully, she said she gonna send the interviews to the hiring team. She was just the hiring coordinator.
Oh, so do they record your interviews?
The first one was
to people to review.
This one was.
Is that how shit working out?
Bruh, yes. I didn't have to do
That's
that.
so scary, son.
The first one was.
Because it used to be, hey, you interview me and wherever the fuck, and they gonna tell you, yeah, this is the nigga for the job.
Yeah. Exactly.
Now they gotta review the interview?
Because everybody worked remotely, so.
Damn, that's actually crazy.
That's crazy. But the first interview I didn't do with anybody. They just sent a recording. And I watched the recording, and I did 1 or 2 takes, which is shitty. It's shitty, and it's okay.
You thought was shitty.
I thought it's like...
You talking about how you perform?
No. The setup, the first interview.
Okay,
this was the second one.
I got you.
The first one was not like this. The first one wasn't with an actual person like we doing now. The first one was a recording they sent, and I answered to the recording. I recorded myself. I went into our conference room at my job, and I set the camera.
So they gave you like a list of things.
It's just a system. It's like an operating system, like a website.
It was an AI talking to you, asking you questions.
No, it's just like a YouTube video. You play the video, the guy talk to you, you listen. He asks you the question, and you respond, like a driving test or something.
That is crazy.
And then, yeah, it's very innovative. I was like, all right, cool. Only thing
That's not innovative. That's lazy.
Well,
but at the same time, though, that's gonna save you some motherfucking dollars as a corporation.
Hella time.
So yes, it is innovative. I'm gonna take that back.
It helped me too. But I would say I didn't like the fact that I had to only do like 2 or 3 takes, because like my phone was actually fucking up. I had my AirPods in and it wasn't recording the audio.
Oh, so it wasn't a live interview. You were able to submit. Okay, that's hard. Yeah, that's hard. So you could cheat on the test.
Kinda, but it didn't work because I recorded one and luckily I got good takes. It recorded one.
I got good takes.
And I was like, I ain't happy with that take. So I tried to record the next one and it wouldn't record my audio. And I'm like, fuck, and I stopped the first one in between I finished. I was going on a good way. Now, towards the end, I didn't close it. So I just cut it. And then the second take, I tried to record it. It wouldn't record the audio. And then it finished. And when I went back into the application, it started back where I left off at. And I'm like, fuck, now I got to submit the okay one. And so, like, it was very fickle.
You ain't even, but why? Because of a time deadline, you weren't able to record another one?
You can only do, you only had like 2 minutes to record, which was stupid. I'm like, I got a lot to say. And then.
Yeah, you be getting shit off.
Yeah. And then they only had like 2 takes you could do. And so that was like.
Oh, so you had to record in their program.
Yep.
Oh, okay, yep. That's different.
Yeah, it was like
that'll bring out a nigga nerves.
Yeah. So, and for some reason, it was easier talking to her in person.
Of course, because it's a real fucking person.
I don't know
it's
how.
Somebody that's giving you feedback off of what you just said. It's not a motherfucker like, okay, why are you for the job? And you answer that question. Okay, what are you gonna do to improve our company? Like, motherfucker, you didn't even bounce off of what I just said. Like, for example, what we doing? Like,
I will keep in mind that the questions were like, they were like 3. It was only 3 or 5 questions.
But they're general questions.
They were quintessential to the job. That's what I was about to say. They weren't general. Yeah, no. They had.
Well, maybe it's like the wrong word.
Like
it's set questions.
That's what I was about to say too. I don't know. They definitely took
because
the time.
If it's a video, they not.
It was geared towards the company. I think what they did was they just had somebody like me right now. They was like, all right, this is what we're going to do. Record it and record these 3 questions, and we're going to send it out to all the candidates.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, that's way different than a real conversation.
It is.
The interviewer knowing that they got to get these 3 questions off.
That is true. It is, but
because there's rebuttals.
Right.
So right. It's more hard on the interviewee. If you're just watching a video, this nigga got 3 questions for you.
True.
Ain't no bouncing back and forth. Pause.
But it's good screening. I will say that because
100% black and white.
Then you can just make it through to the second interview, and you
100%. Yeah.
And I will say it was very effective. It happened real quickly. And I've, like, from living in New York, I learned it could take a long time. I done had companies hit me up 2 months later.
A long time for what?
Just like the whole hiring process. But
got you.
My first experience with working in New York, I had got a job right out of school.
And how long were you in New York?
I was in New York for 7 years.
Damn.
Yep. It flew past. Damn. It flew past. For real.
I'm sure it did. I lived in Boston for like 4 years. I still think it was like 2 or 3 years.
That's where I went to school. I went to school in Turner's Falls. It was about Amherst. So not really Boston, but like 2 hours from Boston.
Yeah, and we're not talking about Amherst in Ohio. We're talking about Amherst in Massachusetts. 2 different Amhersts.
I didn't even know it was an Amherst here.
Yes, that's right next to Lorraine. That's where I'm from.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's the suburb of Lorraine County.
Oh, okay.
That's where all the white people be like, oh, I'm gonna go to Lorraine to try to be ghetto.
Oh, that's funny. Like pain.
That's one of them things.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry to cut you off. So you was in Amherst.
I was like close to Amherst. Yeah, I was like in that area, and it was real scenic. It was a lot of people, like you just said, and so it wasn't.
Really, it's very similar.
Yeah, very similar, but it was not. I don't know if y'all like really spaced out. It was probably similar. Yeah, because is Amherst like 2 hours from Cleveland? Like an hour?
Nah, hell no. It's probably like an hour.
About an hour, yeah.
Probably like 45, 50 minutes.
Okay, yeah, that's about the same. This was like 2 hours from Boston.
How I'll characterize Amherst out here in Ohio, Northeast Ohio, it's like a stereotypical Disney Channel high school.
Okay. This was a college town, but just like the people that
100%.
was around it.
Massachusetts is the #1 college state or college per square foot in the world. You got the most colleges per square foot in the world. So living out there, it's like that influx of people is crazy. That's what I loved about it.
Yeah. I definitely like the architecture and just like the general
Did you venture into Boston frequently?
Yeah, the girl I dated.
Them motherfuckers put up skyscrapers in 2 months. Shout out to the Mexicans or whoever be doing that. You know what I mean? Okay, that's a little. Okay.
No, you probably right.
Shout out.
Oh shit, I'm not politically correct.
I seen the people. You know what I mean?
I
They
don't.
look Mexican to me. Ain't too many Puerto Ricans, which is what I am.
I think you
In
about right.
Massachusetts, you know what I mean? And they be putting them skyscrapers up fast as fuck.
They on the East Coast for sure. They in New York too. They out there. They
not out here, but they out there.
They out there for sure. They out there for sure. But that was cool. And then I ended up from there. I got a job in New York. Like right the day I graduated.
So that's how you met. Damn, what's his name? Adam or David?
I met David.
David, Lake Effect David. That's what I'm talking about. The Lake Effect.
Oh, Dan from here.
Dan.
I met him like after moving back here. I met him like we got real close after I moved back here.
So before you started working with Lake Effect Studios in New York.
No, Lake Effect. I think it's only Lake Effect here. And
no, I'm talking about him.
Dan,
because didn't you say you was working?
No, that was another company called Metro Daylight, which is like this. It was smaller. It wasn't a smaller company.
That's a good correction right there.
Yeah.
Because from what you were saying, it sounded like Lake Effect had you in New York.
No. I just met them when I moved back here. That company, I said it in the beginning.
So it was a company like them.
It's called Metro Daylight Productions.
Metro Daylight.
Yeah, they got a studio in New York, Miami, and in LA. And I worked for the New York one, and I worked for the Miami one a couple times. I worked for the New York one, of course. But that was the second company I worked for.
In this line of business? I keep cutting you off, my bad.
No, it's okay. That was the second company I worked for in that line of business. That was the first one. That was the second company I worked for in New York. The first one I worked for was a product developing company called Corky. And I'll send you some...
the fuck was you product developing?
I wasn't developing the products. Okay. I was taking photos of the products.
Oh, no. So same line of work.
I've always been a photographer.
That's what's up.
Career. I was watching, this is a side note. I was watching one of them 20 versus 1 things, and all the girls was like, does he have a 9 to 5 and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like,
that's the internet, bro.
It's so closed-minded because...
It's just the internet. That's not even closed-minded because I feel like most women...
Just people in general. It wasn't just the women.
Yeah. Okay, I shouldn't even say most women. Most people in general, they live in a real world. It's crazy when you get...
No, these were real world people that they got from the real world,
That's
bro.
what I'm saying. Oh, and they was like that?
I meet people in the real world like this. Like,
no, but they might be in the... Okay, when I say real world people, I mean people that's not really on social media like that.
I know what you mean.
When I say that.
I know what
so it's like these people was probably into that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like when we talk about...
They got to be into it to be watching it.
Yes, they have to be. So the fact that you even on this, you know that's what you're getting into. So when I talk about real world people, I'm talking about people that like they got the private profile. They're just talking to who they know on social media.
Right.
As opposed to like an open profile. They trying to get it going. They trying to promote something on there.
Right.
But it's like
that's the type of person
the average person, they not like the internet person.
But
and it's refreshing to meet those people. You know
right.
what I mean?
But so that's even testament to what I'm saying. If you an internet type person like that, you should be able to understand that a regular 9 to 5 is not conventional nowadays. What I'm doing, what you doing, what Vince is doing is, or Dave, or even Drew, he still work for a company, but what he doing is conventional because, not Dave, Dan, it's conventional is because you own your own company, and
that's not conventional.
It's not. I mean,
to the average human being,
it's not. It's not prehistoric conventional. But if you look at
I'm talking about to this day,
you know what I'm saying, right?
The average person today is still working at 9 to 5.
Exactly. I'm saying up until this point. But if you are a social media woke person, you should be able to see that that's the ongoing conventional now, that you're only going to be able to progress. Yes, you're not going. If you work a 9 to 5 for 30 years, I've seen it.
Oh no, not okay.
I'm saying what we're doing is becoming conventional.
You're not gonna get what people got after World War II. You're not getting a white picket fence, the house, the car. You're not getting that for sure. But I feel like the average person in America,
you only gonna get that by doing this. I mean, you can get
I'm talking about what you talking about. In today's time.
Hold on.
You good?
I was basically saying that, like, I feel like, of course, working a 9 to 5 and working those 30 years, the goal isn't to work a certain way. The goal isn't to work a 9 to 5 and get a salary, or be an entrepreneur.
That shit is sad and outdated.
Yeah, or you can do that.
I'm talking about working those, because first of all, I think they said our generation.
Right, I'm not saying
we got to work till we 70.
Yeah,
to get
right.
Those same benefits.
Understandable. But if you're an architect and you're working for a company and you love drawing buildings, that's gonna be nothing to you, because you're gonna be drawing buildings getting paid. Exactly. So
you're gonna be turning down money.
So what I'm saying is, it's not a set way. I should have started with entrepreneur. Like, okay, maybe you want to be an entrepreneur and you want to grind and do it that way for that way. Like, it's no set way to successful financial stability, right? If you want to do a 9 to 5, that's cool. If you want to do the entrepreneurship, that shit is cool. You just gotta be.
The entrepreneurship ain't cool though.
You just gotta be happy.
Road.
It is, but some people happy doing it, and sometimes it's not rocky.
I feel like most people that's doing that is more happy doing it.
Yes.
But then they get to the point they 50, 60, 70, no health insurance.
That is true too. I feel like
they dying. They families got to pay for their funerals, and they families can't pay that.
Well, that was because
I'm not even trying to be.
That's just because back then the society was less knowledgeable. I'll be more transparent.
Not even less
society was more ignorant on shit like that. I know personally, I wouldn't go out like that. If I knew I was sick, I already got life insurance just because I have a daughter.
Son, that's what I need to get.
Right, and I got health insurance. So it's like those things. Like, my parents probably implemented it a little bit sooner because they had kids.
Not saying that you brought that ignorance term into that's all it is.
And that's all it is. Because people just don't know.
If you start getting life insurance at a younger age, like, you still young.
Yeah. No, people don't even know.
I call people under 50, under 60 young.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
People don't,
like, if you got that going on at that time, you're actually doing a huge service to your future.
Fact. You know it's people that even take it way further. Trust me. That's what I'm trying to say.
1,000,000%.
It's not like how it was back then, where people was just working 9 to 5 and being homeowners. It's 19-year-olds with Beamers and all this other stuff because they took out life insurance. They got great credit. They're using the system.
Talking about their parents.
No, I'm talking about themselves because as soon as they turn 18 or they've been building the credit since they were 17, they become 21, 23. They got this great credit now.
Okay.
And they got they got a great job.
Let's get to that.
You feel me? They got house and life insurance. It's all demographics of young people are doing this, and it's all demographics of people that are ruining their life. And like it was all demographic. I won't say all demographics. It was certain demographics, well-off people that knew about this because they were born into it. They was taught it.
The poorer demographic.
Right. Well, no, I'm saying
because no matter what color you are, if you below a certain poverty line,
yeah, but I'm talking about
getting that knowledge.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about people that was getting that knowledge. The people that was getting that knowledge was born into it. They was born into knowing that shit. Yeah, they already knew it, and now it's becoming that knowledge is more obtainable. So people are learning that stuff. Yeah, right. They're learning this stuff easier, and there's like. It wasn't Wikipedia and YouTube when we was younger and we was turning 18, so we could maybe you, and it was probably seldom back then. I didn't think so either. But now it's so easy for 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, early 20-year-olds to just know what to do with their money financially because even scammers and Larry June and rappers telling you what to do with it. You feel me? And so
you listen to Larry June, you gonna get some financial literacy.
I'm telling you, it's scammers talking about it like I took my money and then I flipped it in the stock market or whatever the fuck. Like, come on. And I'm not saying that's a real bar, but that's damn near what they saying.
100%. But and you call them scammers though. That's hilarious.
No, because they really scammed somebody's bank account, but they didn't take the money and blow it.
I see what you're saying.
They took the money and made more money with it.
They are in worse scammers, and they took the money that they scammed and actually flipped that
to make more
to create their future.
Exactly, because you can't scam forever. But I'm just using one demographic of person. Hella people do that.
1,000,000%.
You know, some people actually work hard for it. A lot of people work hard for their money. Most people work hard for their money and do the same thing. So I'm saying the knowledge is just
the information is out there.
The information is out there, and so if you want to be an entrepreneur and do that, it's not saying it's easier, but it's not as hard, and it's almost easier and more like smarter just to do it that way because what you want to work for somebody else for 7 years and then they let you go because that's what happened to my dad.
That's what happened to a lot of people right now, man. Yeah. It's sad, dog.
Yeah.
A lot of big companies are just letting flocks of people go.
And you work for yourself.
Hundreds, maybe even thousands, depending on the company.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all been working for us for X amount of years. Hey, we appreciate that. Holla.
Here go your 401k.
Here go your 401k for what you worked for.
Yeah.
You're not getting your retirement.
Yeah.
Peace.
And now, sorry.
You got to find a whole new occupation. You got to find a whole new employer.
And so it's just like, I'm sorry, what's the word I'm looking for? That's basically the same thing. I didn't want to say same thing. I want to use one word. But that's basically the same thing. That's the parallel. That's the twin of.
There it is.
Of your business going down. That's if you start a business and then you just go under. You make one bad move.
To be fair though, most people, most human beings, we're not designed, we're not built, we're not bred to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna create a business. To be fair.
Yeah, that's
not the average. No. Period.
I would say, but I think that's changing.
Yes, and that's where I'll say it's 1,000,000% change because there's so much information out there. You can find your pocket, but at the same time, dog, most people ain't trying to do that.
It was funny.
More people than not is not trying to do that.
It was funny because
if you got a layup for me, I'm shooting the layup.
Yeah, but
and I personally, growing up in America, not me personally, but I'm talking about figuratively. Mm-hmm. Let's say I'm an average American. Me personally, growing up in the school system I grew up in, growing up in the family I grew up in, I'm not bred, I'm not informative enough to even think like that. We're literally grown and bred to think and to believe and to trust in, I'm gonna work for a motherfucker for 30, 40 years. I'm going to get my shit. I'm going to chill.
Yeah.
So it's like
I feel
this
like
new generation, which is very young, they kind of have those tools and that information to where they can avoid that. But most people don't know what they want to do. Let's be real. The average person ain't smart. Let's be real. Let's be real here. The average person, even if he's the average person, shout outs. You know what I mean? This country should be taking care of you. Mm-hmm. We should have jobs to where you could work X amount of years and you're guaranteed the rest of your life to be cool.
Right.
We should do that. That should be a thing.
Right.
Most people don't have talents, bro.
No, yeah.
Most people don't discover those talents. Most people don't bring those to light. Most people just don't know what to do. So if we going through the current school system, you are bred, born, and taught to be a worker. Period. So if I can't work for your company for X amount of years and be straight, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Because that's just the formula. We got an equation as America. The equation is you go to school, go to college, maybe. You work for this company, X amount of years. What now? Oh, you laying me off? What the fuck do you mean you laying me off? I got 4, 5, 10 years before I could be straight for the rest of my life.
I feel that, but I never even thought about that. I don't know what happened.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's literally the American dream. Quote unquote. Quote unquote. The American
dream. That used
to
be the American dream.
That's what I'm saying.
That used to be,
but that is still how
it's not.
They raise. No. That's still how they raise people in the schools.
Maybe.
That's what I'm saying. So you can't be mad at somebody who's like, I'm gonna go to school. I'm gonna get all A's. I'm gonna graduate college. And I'm gonna work for this shit for the next 30, 40 years. Yeah. Oh, laid off.
I wouldn't be mad at somebody. Yeah, no, I wouldn't be mad at somebody that wanted to do that.
You can't be mad at them because they bamboozled into the system.
Right. It's definitely pros and cons to both ways. That's why I said it's no.
But at the same time, college ain't no bullshit if you go into it for specific reasons too.
Right. I'm not even set in stone on either way to do it. I could have stayed working for a company and been way better than what I'm doing right now.
You feel me? But you're more happy.
I wouldn't even say that.
Ooh,
I wouldn't even say that.
That's hard that you say that.
I wouldn't even say that.
That's hard that you say that.
I wouldn't say that. I just so happen to end up here right now, and I'm making the best out of it right now.
That's hard that you say that.
When I
that's a real realization.
Yeah, no, I knew that. I wasn't. That's why I'm like, everything you saying is true to you and a lot of people, but it's different. I mean,
not
for me personally,
I'm just speaking on a general.
Right, generally, yeah. That and what I'm saying,
I personally can't do that.
Right. And yeah, I get that. A lot of my friends can't. Like I got a lot of friends that never had a 9-to-5. And I'm only calling it that because I heard it earlier. I wouldn't necessarily call it that. I actually don't like that term. Just like an actual
what term?
9-to-5. It's like an actual day job.
I got
you.
Yeah.
But I come to like it's like the term terps is what they call the additives and THC. They call it that at the dispensary, and I hate it. But it's really like the correct. It's called terpenes.
Terps.
Terps. Yeah, it's all the terps. Yeah, it's the additives. I got a book over there, and I know, and that I got my card, and so now I'm really a geek about that stuff. But I hate that term. It sounds so corny.
Saying, it's terps.
Yeah,
so that
terps.
means it's a polluted joint.
It ain't polluted because they already come with that, but it's just
no,
it's like
it is though. It's additives.
No, they don't
extras.
add. I just used that. I didn't mean to say that word, right? I said that word for a lack of knowledge. It's probably just called terps because it's like calcium is in the orange, and I'm pretty sure they got something to boost the calcium in the orange, and that's basically what
GMOs.
they do.
Well, not
GMOs. Basically that's what it is.
GMOs. No, my stomach hurt
because that's what people talk about when they talk about this. We got this some GMO weed.
1,000,000%.
Yeah, so that's
all weed is genetically modified at this point.
Facts,
like,
exactly.
what are we talking about?
So exactly, we on the right track.
All the vegetables and all the fruits we eat genetically modified. And bananas ain't that big, pause.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what that
is.
They
supposed to be little, pause.
Yeah, exactly. And so they just pumping it up with all that stuff, and I became a geek about it. But
damn, terpenes, that's what terpenes is additives.
Like all that. So
because I feel like terpenes is like viewed as like a low-key good thing in the weed.
It is good because it categorizes it.
I'm not tripping.
Yeah, no, I was just saying I don't like the term because it sounds corny. But why did I say that? I said because I was talking about
just what we do as a people.
Oh yeah, right. And I was just talking about like I don't know why I mentioned that terpenes part, but I don't feel like it's
because you're trying to relate it to people. How people are so accustomed to one thing.
Oh right.
You know what I mean?
I don't feel like it's a set way to like do the
It's not a set way to be a person, period.
Yeah, that's true.
But at the same time, where we come from in America, not even Northeast Ohio, none of that, in America, it's literally books that are fought for, all that, to teach the people to be workers.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that's what it is. You're going to work for X amount of years of your life. You're going to get your retirement. You're going to chill. And you're going to love that.
I will say this, though. I seen it on both ends of the spectrum. And it could work differently for a lot of people. But I definitely seen people work like in their career for a company or a corporation and just be happy. I did it.
Bro, 1,000,000%. That is true.
I worked for a few, and I was cool. Like I think when I worked for Corky, they had move locations, and I ended up. I don't know why I made this decision. It was one of the dumbest decisions I ever made. I don't tell a lot of people this, but I thought I would be better off at this studio house that I was working. Because
rather than working for Corky's.
Rather than working for Corky, yeah. Rather, because after we moved locations, like they really just had me like running errands, and I probably should have stayed with them. You was an
errand boy, but you was getting paid.
I was getting paid.
You had benefits.
Yeah, and I was
had insurance.
Yeah, I got all that. I had salary, and I was taking photos.
Your ego kind of was like, fuck this.
Yeah, my ego was kind of like, fuck
though,
this.
Did you see a point to where you could elevate within the company?
That's what it was. It was so many people I would have to get through, and I was like, I didn't come out here to do this, but yes, the fuck it was.
In those situations, you more than likely, it's very seldom that you're going to get through those people, pause.
Yeah, it's very seldom, but I should have realized that, like, I was them. Like, we were all one, and I shouldn't have been trying to escalate past people.
You should have realized you were just part of the team.
I should have. But yeah, so this come back to what I was saying in the story. Like, this company, Corky, they did product development. They made household products like stuff like this and crates and different knickknacks for the house, but it was based off inventions brought to us by our online community. And I'll show you pictures I'll send them to you on IG. Maybe you'll put them in this video.
Definitely put them in right here.
Yeah, facts. And it's just like pictures of me painting products, and painting different household stuff and just making...
You wasn't just a runner. You was doing other stuff too on the back end.
Yeah, on the back end. Yes, I was doing a lot of the creative stuff when we was in our first studio.
Bro, the back end, pause, is what makes everything run, period.
They eventually stopped that company and moved and did a bunch of other stuff.
Shout out to God first off, because you had those realizations for a reason.
Right, but if you would have stuck with them, you would have been on your ass. Yeah, but I probably should have stuck with him a little bit longer
At that
because
time.
I was on my ass eventually anyway. I was homeless.
It don't matter.
in New York.
Everybody.
I was
Okay.
yeah, for a while, for like
Shout-outs.
3 months.
Shout out.
I still worked. I was regular person. I had a girlfriend. Like she had a crib. I wasn't on the street.
I understand what
I
you're
was
saying.
just
I understand what you're
homeless.
saying.
Like you feel me?
Yeah, you just
I
didn't
wasn't
have a home.
bum. I just didn't have a home, right? Which is easy to. A lot of
I know
people
what
in
you
New
were
York
saying.
are homeless.
I know what you were saying.
About 50% of the fucking population probably
Son,
they probably stand with somebody.
You go on Instagram right now, you see a whole lot of memes. It's tax season. A lot of niggas is home.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And you gonna fuck the fat bitch to get a home.
And I'll tell you what, and being on the other end of the spectrum, when I got back, I wasn't off my feet, but when I got a place, this is how good God is. I'll expedite this story. Just hear it out.
You don't gotta expedite shit. Break it down.
After I went to, after I left Corky and then I went to different companies. I worked for a photographer and then I worked for Metro Daylight. And after Metro Daylight, which was that production company that they worked for Ralph Lauren. No, they didn't work for their clients. Were Avon, Ralph Lauren, Chanel,
Avon,
DKNY.
the women's skincare shit.
I say that because that's big. That's a big company.
That's big, yeah. That's why I brought it up.
That's a big company.
I want to set the record straight.
Yeah. That was one of our biggest companies. And then just like a lot of independent, a lot of local New York, which is still big.
Not just the big dogs.
Not just the big
little
people.
dogs, too.
Everybody, the middle dogs. But it still was a seldom market because so many people did that in New York. Like a studio house, they got them everywhere. They got a whole district full of studio houses. And we was on this company that I worked for was actually right around the company from my initial company. So it was a benefit that I still worked in the same area. It was good for me and my girlfriend because she was so
and in the same field.
In the same field.
You didn't have to look for like a foreign job.
Well, it was in the same industry for me. Like if you're a janitor, if you work at a hospital and then you work at a restaurant, it's not really the same field, but it's the same
if you're doing
industry.
the same job, it is.
It is. Okay, so yes. Oh yeah, for me, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying for you.
Yeah, you're right.
You didn't have to do like a crazy shift into what you was doing.
It was a downgrade, but I didn't realize it.
In pay.
It was not a downgrade and paid too much, maybe a couple dollars, honestly.
So why do you say a downgrade?
Because I wasn't taking pictures no more. I was just maintaining the studio and fixing the equipment.
Okay.
Yeah.
You wasn't doing what you wanted to do.
I still wanted to do that. I needed to do that because I didn't realize.
No, but I'm saying.
Well, I didn't know at the I would just hear me out. You gotta be
for
like,
sure.
The way I speak is a little more broad. It's a little broad and unorthodox, but like it wasn't what I wanted to do at the time. I didn't know that's what I wanted to do. I was gonna later look back at it and be like, that's what I needed to do. And honestly, that is what I wanted to do because I was happily getting up in the morning going to that job. And I never once was like, I was always excited. I can't remember a time when I was like, I was always anxious. My girlfriend worked right around the corner. So if we were ever trying to meet and I was late, just come and I'm mopping up. And as soon as I'm done mopping, we'll head up out of here.
Hey, shout out to that, man.
Yeah, that was a good life. Shout out to that. It wasn't like no detriment to my life as much as being like a mid 20-year-old. I was eager to get off and go to dinner with my girlfriend.
One of my favorite people that I watch in my free time. He's a streamer, but he's also the DJ that started with Kendrick Lamar. Nigga, shout out to MacWop.
I know MacWop.
He openly claimed.
What?
I was a janitor.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that.
No,
I mean, I wasn't a janitor.
No, but he talking about himself.
Yeah.
I was a janitor, and I was doing that shit.
Yeah.
And I was paying my bills.
Yeah, no, ain't nothing
and
wrong.
I was getting that shit off.
Yeah, facts. I wasn't a janitor,
like,
but
shout out. No.
I don't give a fuck about if I was.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that.
I'm doing what the fuck I gotta do. Fuck what you talking about.
Man.
Nigga, I'm touring the world, nigga. I'm doing this and that, and I started off as a janitor, nigga.
I don't know anybody that... I do know it's people out there, I come to learn. I've seen it recently, but that is great to hear. But yeah, of course, own that shit. If you was a dog...
If you doing that
dog
shit,
walker,
you doing that shit.
Yeah, for sure. Exactly.
Like, ain't no shame in my game.
Exactly. But, but that was still...
Shout out to WAP.
Yeah, shout out to WAP. That was an exponential motherfucking job that I had working for them people. Like they really put me on, and I left.
And that's what I'm saying though too, because he always talking about how his girl be holding him down, and that's like you doing what you doing, but you telling your girl, pull up on me, I'm almost done doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And she holding it down.
Yeah, she was holding
the girl
down.
at the time, you know what I mean?
Facts. We was holding each other down. Like I asked her to move to New York, and like God really worked everything out. She worked right near where I worked at. Yeah, facts. She worked right near where I worked at for 2 jobs. And that was
purpose?
like 3. No, that's just how the universe works.
Look at the dominoes.
Yeah, no, I didn't do that on purpose.
Everybody got their little domino roll out.
Like the first job, I worked on 28th and 12th, and she worked on 30.
Where is this?
This is in Midtown, New York. So the avenue, the streets go 28, so it go 28, 29, 30, and the avenues go 12, 11, 10. So the avenues are the big long roads that go up and down, and the streets are like the dividers.
Blocks. Those are the blocks. The streets is the blocks. Yeah. The avenues is the alleys.
Exactly. And so she worked on the 8th Avenue or 34th, and I worked on like the 11th Avenue, so 3 avenues back, and about 4 or 5 streets over.
The longer streets.
Yeah. Basically, she worked at the tip of her district, and I worked at the tip of my district, and like, it was so close. Bro, first of all, in that city, like in a city like that, that's almost damn near impossible, especially with your spouse.
Yeah,
like,
come on, son. There's how many people out there?
I got off one station before her. We rode the train for 2 years.
And you met her when you moved out there?
No, we met here in Cleveland, and when I was in school.
And y'all moved out there?
I was like, I'm about to move to New York. This like she was visiting me. She had just graduated.
Part of my language, but she was down ass bitch.
Oh yeah, she was down. But I won't say that completely because I'm looking back on it. She probably was doing some stuff.
No,
I went to Boston.
it don't matter.
It don't matter. She moved there
the
with
fact
me.
that she moved to a different state,
She's still there.
Damn.
She's still there. I think she's been working at this job.
It don't matter if she stayed there. I'm talking about with you.
No, I ain't talking about that. I'm saying everything she did after was admirable. I need to hit her up, see what she up to.
Shout outs to her.
Shout out to her. Everybody know what I'm talking about. But
everybody know.
Everybody, if you know, you know. After I worked at Metro Daylight, I ended up teaching in Brownsville, which is like the hood of Brooklyn.
I heard of Brownsville.
It's like Crooklyn. I mean, that's where it is, Crooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the movie
epicenter.
That's where the movie Crooklyn was filmed, in Brownsville, East New York. Anyway, the kids wasn't so bad, and I taught there for like 2 or 3 years. I got the job.
You taught there?
I taught art. Yeah, I was an art teacher.
That's hard.
Yep, I taught 6th, 7th, and 8th grade.
Shout out to the youth.
For sure.
Again.
The crazy thing about it is, this is how old I am. These kids was in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, and 3 or 4 years ago they graduated high school. They in college now. Some of them about to graduate
I can see
college.
how you feeling old.
Yes.
You're not old, but I can see how you feeling
like these kids were in 6th grade. 5th grade going to 6th grade. I remember they were 5th grade.
The fact that you still even know that is crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Hold on. I don't know if that's going to work.
It's been flickering the whole time.
No, it's just been on so long. It's like, you still there? It's the Netflix. You still watching? So after I like taught, me and my girlfriend like moved around. And while I was working at that school, side story, this guy that I was subleasing for lived in the south of France, and me and 2 other guys were subleasing from him. We became bros living together.
Talk about just roommates.
Yeah, basically, but we didn't know each other for real.
Yeah, no, y'all all doing your own thing.
Facts. That's how the city was.
Yeah.
And one day the landlord just came and was like on the verge of kicking us out. And he was like, yeah, the dude, we basically like, we've been paying rent. What's going on?
So he was about to sell it?
He wasn't about to sell it. The dude who we was subleasing for wasn't paying rent.
Oh, you just, I totally dropped that you was subleasing, so he wasn't even paying the bills.
He wasn't even paying the bills. We got all these
He just collected y'all checks.
Yeah. And so we had to go. And my girlfriend, you could stay with me. I was too proud. I didn't want to stay with her. So I stayed in the shelter. I stayed in the homeless shelter.
So you had another outlet.
I had a way, and it was real difficult because, like, I was like, I'll just stay in the shelter, but I'll stay with my girlfriend every other night.
So was you not fucking with her like that?
No, I just was too proud because in New York, like, you live with people, like, and we had already.
That's why I'm confused.
We had already been I lived with roommates.
So you didn't want to tell her the position you was in, or
She knew. She knew I was in the homeless shelter. She even, when I stayed in the hotel, one of them, she came to visit me. I would never lie to her about that. I told her I might have sugarcoated some stuff, like, well, I'm gonna get it together, like, it ain't that bad.
Oh, that's not sugarcoating. That's just being real with yourself.
Yeah, like, she knew though, and she was like, you could, we back, and I pretty much after her and I, pretty much after that whole situation, I ended up getting a housing job. I was a property manager for this guy who owned a bunch of Airbnbs. He ain't own them. He basically rented them out and put them on Airbnb. And I was trying to look, this is how it happened. I ended up getting, how did it happen? Oh, no, I remember now. So I was staying in the shelter, and I had friends, and I knew this guy, Vlad. Me and him still real cool. He was like, I need a roommate. I said, I need a place to live. He said, be my roommate. I said, all right, cool. This apartment was lit. It was a new built apartment, and it had 2 floors, and my roommates were annoying. They were gay. I'm not gay. And they were dirty dudes.
There was flamboyant?
Not really. In New York, they was like, in the middle, they had a lot of straight friends. They had a lot of female friends.
So they was just cool, but they was gay
and dirty, and they ate my food. So it was like you
just hear them having gay sex.
And I never heard that.
Oh, okay.
They definitely heard me.
I'm trying to relate to why you brought up the fact that they was gay.
No, because they was dirty and annoying. Like
that ain't got nothing to do with being gay. Shout outs.
Yeah, no, it ain't got nothing to do with it. I don't give a fuck. Let me say this. It was surprising to me
that they was gay and dirty.
Because their hygiene was terrible. And I'm like, if you trying to, and I had to come to realize that they not trying to be like women. They just like niggas.
They just like,
you feel me? They was like dick. I had to, because one day we was in the room, we was joking, and I'm like, man, all y'all women in here, they like, when y'all see us, I'm the nigga. I'm like, what? You like what? And it just didn't register. And then,
like, what are you talking about?
He was really mad.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, he one of my best friends now, and but at the time, it was a very not eye-opening situation, but like not even a learning lesson, but it was experience.
Well, no, it's just a realization.
Realization about a lot of things.
Gay dudes ain't trying to be women, and they not women. Mm-hmm. They just like the same sex.
Exactly, and they not the cleanest. They not like super hygienic like you think. They still.
Yeah, they still men. You know what I mean?
But I never heard that.
Stereotypical men, but they don't give a fuck about.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And I never heard them doing the dirty.
Shout outs.
But they definitely heard me cracking a few of their friends' backs, I'm sure.
Hold on, let's get that straight.
Like they girlfriends.
Thank you.
Thank you.
They only breaking a few of their friends' backs.
No, because the friends was always like in my room. They just.
I shouldn't even say bitches, because niggas is bitches nowadays.
Yeah, I'm gonna say women. They was straight up women.
There was women.
There was a lot of Hotep women. Y'all know what that means? That's
Hotep?
Hotep, the Afrocentric women who, like the.
Go ahead, break it down.
The what's the homie name? Dr. Umar.
Yeah, shout out to Dr. Umar. I was about to him like
the woman version of him.
7-8 years ago.
Yeah, they love me.
Oh, pro-black.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay, natural hair.
Yep.
They ain't fucking around with the fuck around.
I definitely got into a few fights too. A lot of they straight male friends thought they could try me. I'm like, bro, this is my house. I live here and pay rent. You better check yourself. Like one of them tried to lock me out. Like I got into a lot of in New York. New York
because
is
they
a
were
lot,
trying to
like,
be down low.
I don't know what they was on.
They was trying to fuck the homies.
But they always thought,
what, a straight nigga to know about it or what?
They always thought I was. I mean, I probably did think this at the time. Like
you was high power.
Exactly. And my room was upstairs too.
So nigga, let me in my house.
No, that wasn't the problem. My room was upstairs, so my mentality was like, I'm up
Quiet
here.
down.
Yeah.
Oh, you need to quiet down.
Yeah. No,
you called.
I called the police on my own party room.
You called.
I was like, it's time for y'all to go. They still kicking it.
That's some bullshit. I understand why they locked you out.
I said, hey man, they having a party.
I got work in the morning.
I swear to God. Because they was just so rude in New York at the time. A lot of people didn't have a lot of place to stay. And so I was just coming from being homeless. I'm like, if I can do it, you can do it. But they wasn't doing it.
They wasn't trying to do it.
And I was
just trying to do it.
You know? Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So after that,
you was just on a whole different wavelength at that point.
For sure. I was already like
calling the police on your roommates, hilarious.
Well, yeah. It wasn't even on my roommates because my roommates was trying to sleep too. Nobody cared. It was like people. We had a downstairs roommate, and he would always have people over.
Roommate.
It was really a roommate.
One dude.
It was I had
one
two
person.
I had two roommates.
I'm saying the person that was doing that, it was one person. It
at the time.
It was everybody else but you. It was just one dude.
Yeah, and his friends. And me and the upstairs homie, he was
on the same page.
We was on the same page.
He was low-key happy that you called the police.
Low-key was his idea, but he was pushing to do it. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'm calling these motherfuckers.
Yeah, okay.
They ain't even gonna know it's me.
I'm thinking you just the police.
Nah, man, I ain't.
Hey, nigga, you not doing what I want you to do? Police.
Nah.
But it's more so a collective.
I wouldn't do that.
This is what's best for the household.
And we was thinking about our neighbors and all types of other shit. Our neighbors was probably
because y'all could have all got kicked out.
Literally, eventually we did get kicked out, and that's how I got the job at the Ags Vince because he stayed. He went. If you have an interview with Esso and bring this up, like, how was your times with Rod in New York? He gonna have a million stories.
This nigga lived out there?
He didn't live out there, but he visited me like he did. And this one
for an extended period of time.
This one extended period of time, it was for a week. He came out there for a Arrive. It's a Ohio brand. They had a fashion show, and they had a bunch of Clevelanders in the fashion show. And Vince was one of the Clevelanders. And I let him.
This nigga was a young model boy back then.
This was 2017, 16. So that wasn't too far back then. But yeah, I got pictures. He was getting his floss on.
I ain't never seen him post those.
Look. And he stayed at he stayed at this place that I'm talking about. He stayed at that place, and I stayed at my girlfriend's place. And this is how I know me and him work magic. We got magic powers. I hadn't talked to her that whole summer. I stayed at that place because, like, while I was homeless, we had just came out of a rocky situation. I just moved into that place. I'm like, fuck, I don't need you. I'm out here now.
I'm doing my own thing.
And I didn't talk to her the whole summer. At the end of the summer, they had the fashion show. I was on shrooms and all types of stuff. I felt bold.
You doing your thing.
I texted her. This was at the end of the summer.
Yeah.
When I was like, I want to see her. And I said I was with Vince.
You was in your feelings. That's why you mentioned the shrooms. You was in your feelings.
I don't know, but it worked, and I was very happy. No, that's
what the shrooms do. They're going to get you in your feelings. They're going to make you reflect.
Okay, yeah.
That's what shrooms do, for sure.
And so I went and I
shout out to the shrooms.
Facts. I went and I saw her, and a little bit after that moment, I ended up having to move out. But I was Airbnb-ing. I Airbnb a lot of places, and when I was doing that, that's how I found this property manager. And he saw that I was renting days and days, like every day I was renting. And so he was like...
So this is a nigga that just recognized...
that I needed a space.
That's what's up.
And so
he didn't like... I'm not going to say clown, but he didn't like... look down on you for that.
He needed help too at the time. I was about
to say, because he was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
What's up? Like he recognized like we can help each other.
Facts. He basically was like, that place that you staying at right now, can you clean the whole place and I'll let you stay there for 2 days free?
Oh, that's an easy call.
I was like, cool. He was like, actually, can you do this for months on end and I'll give you free rent and pay you? I said, bet. So I did it for 3 other apartments. And then he jumped around. It enabled me to stay in a lot of other apartments in New York. I got to see all the architecture. But this lasted from like 2016 to 2017, and this will be the close of my first round in New York because I'm going to do another one. But and that's right before I met you, and because I think I met you about 2019, and around 2017,
19
was my
probably because that's when I moved back from Boston. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so we both moved back.
Shout
That
outs.
makes sense.
Damn.
That
okay.
It all makes sense
Where
now.
would you say that we met?
With Vince somewhere, because that's who immediately when I came back, that was my concierge. Yeah, because I didn't know.
I love that you use that term.
I'm smart.
Because real niggas, no, you smart, nigga. You don't gotta be smart to know concierge, but you kind of do. You know what I mean? But
to use it that way.
A concierge is someone that show you around, and I
had been so displaced from the city.
For me coming back, I feel like I missed so much over those 4 years that I just thought you was a nigga.
Yeah. Oh, me? Yeah, you thought I had been here.
Yeah.
Same with you. I didn't know you had just moved back here. So I thought you was tapped in. I didn't know.
That's funny as fuck. I was tapped in. I would fly back here and there. But like if you fly back once a month, once every couple months, you don't really get a sense of the situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when I came back, I'm like, oh, this is just a nigga out here. He do the photography.
Yeah.
He hold it down. Like, oh, he a road runner with SO or whatever.
Yeah. I had just moved back, but all of that is still true.
That's
and I had
hilarious.
The previous story I told you.
As fuck. I would have never known that.
Yeah, good thing we did all this. Shout outs. Yeah, so I had just moved back 2019 because my daughter's mom had moved back around 2017. My daughter was born in 2000. This is like my very personal life. My daughter was born in 2016, and then my daughter's mom had her, but she was a model in New York, but me. So the summer that and my girlfriend...
You consummated with your baby mom in New York?
It was actually in Cleveland. Me and her, because we had
But she was...
in New York. She stayed in New York. But we had both...
Y'all linked up in Cleveland on some random ass shit.
Yeah, because...
But y'all was both in New York.
Because me and the girl that I was dating was, like I said, that summer we split. And who knew I had a baby. And I even... That's how it go.
Shout out to the world. Shout out to the universe.
And that day that I said I went to see her, that Vince was staying at my crib, that's the day I told her. But anyway, fast forward, I told her, and Jez was born, and her, Jez, and Laquita, like, because Laquita, this is TMI, but her and had a thing at the time. So, like, they was talking, and we just happened to have a kid. But she had already had a kid, so it wasn't like I wasn't offending that nigga. Like, to me, he was just like, he was talking to her too, and you got her pregnant, low key. He still stayed on some real nigga shit. Like, me and him been, bro. You helped my career too. I hope I helped yours. And
shout out.
Facts. And so she moved back home, and me and the girl that I was dating for a long time was like, forget this. We need to see New York separately. I really wasn't for it because I knew what it was about. This is the
girl that was with you through the turmoil.
A lot of the stuff. It really wasn't turmoil.
I shouldn't say turmoil, but through your ups and downs in New York.
Yeah, it was.
She was the one where you had your shit at her spot while you was in that thing.
Facts. Exactly. And we was holding each other down because there was times where like she didn't have a job and she was just I was paying the rent. I just say if I'm paying the rent and the shit, you just take the money, you go grocery shopping. And if we need to move, you find a place. I just expend the shit. But you got to do the work and find the shit. You just going to be at home.
Even being in a homeless shelter in a city like that don't mean you broke.
No, I wasn't. No, I'm talking about before the shelter. I was holding her down in that sense. Before then, she got her job and staying together. We was like, we was still cool, but we was like, let's live in different apartments.
I got you.
And that's how we got separated. And that's how I found that place. And
with the roommates where you calling the police on them.
No, that's after. No, that's after. The place where I was subleased. Oh, man. Yeah. That's where I found the sublet place, and it was like two New Jersey
you was running
dudes.
The spot.
Huh? Yeah, I was when I was subleasing plot. Now, after I stayed in the shelter, I stayed with the two gay dudes.
Okay, so you was running the spots, and you was getting spots before the shelter.
Yeah, no, that's after. I was getting, like, me and my girlfriend stayed together, and then we decided to live separate. I know it's counterproductive. We decided to live in different apartments. Right. And so in doing that, after half a year, the landlord of that apartment was like, y'all gotta go. And that's when I stayed in the shelter. But when I stayed in the shelter, me and Vlad,
I'm cool. Tripping. I'm the one that's tripping. Yeah. I forgot about that part.
Yeah, and then we got cool and I stayed there. And then me and them like couldn't hold the lease. And so this was like a rocky year and a half. And then I finally got a blessing with the Airbnb dude. And I worked with him for 2 years.
And then how did you get linked up with the people from out here to where they was like, I'm gonna come fuck with you out there, and you low-key the plug at that point?
I was, because me and Vince was already gang. I was already tapped in with Vince and Heart and Soul and Dave, not Juliet.
And what year is this? Let's put a...
This was like 8081. 8081 is Small's first event thing.
Yeah. Go ahead. Break it down.
And I used to take pictures for...
No, break it down. What's 8081?
8081 is Small's first party conglomerate that I was taking pictures for. It was them in Varsity Squad.
Who is 881?
8081 is Duck, Smalls, and his whole crew. Like that.
Who's his whole crew?
His whole crew was like Rich Paul. Who else was it?
My nigga Mel.
Yeah, Mel.
My nigga Floss.
Floss.
I'm gonna say my nigga, but Floss.
Floss, yeah. All these people. I'm sorry because look, to me and Tone.
That's not my. You know what I mean?
No. To me and Tone, like we like somewhat know these dudes.
I just want niggas to get you know what I mean?
Facts. I was taking pictures for like Varsity Squad and like all these other people.
It was a whole movement in the city.
Yeah, and so that's how I knew all these people. Like when I moved to like New York, I was basically a bridge for them. Like because I was already really tapped in Cleveland. Like I knew Floss. Like these people was texting us, and it was really Vince. Like being at that store made people think we was these. And I guess we was. We probably just didn't see it. Like these innovative trendsetters. But at the time, I was like, I need to be doing more. I was like, I'm not doing enough. And Vince probably everybody thought that. Everybody was like trying to, because then Blueprint came about, and what's the other place? Restock was born.
Shout outs to Joe and Dave and Ho.
Saturday Night Vibe. And like,
shout outs to Dave again. Yeah,
that's just stuff I was.
Shout out to Will Morrell, nigga.
Exactly.
First off,
facts. That was just stuff that I recognized, and that was just me being in New York. I saw it, but I didn't need to come. I did come back a lot, but I didn't need to come back a lot because
for any financial purposes.
Well, that too. A lot of times I did come back.
Oh, you had gigs.
My daughter was one or two. That was my last.
I'm talking about the purposes of you coming out here. It's not necessarily.
No. I only came out here to have fun. Like, listen to me.
Right. Yeah.
I didn't come out. I didn't have a kid at the time, and when I did have my daughter, I did come out there more. But that was only for 2 years.
What's your daughter's name?
Huh? Jezreel. Yep.
Shout out to Jezreel.
It's in the Bible. Yep. My brother named her.
You know what I mean? Shout out to Jezreel. Shout out to the youth.
Facts.
You're a queen. You know what I mean? Don't hold nothing against yourself.
Right. And so when I moved back, that is all true. When I moved back here, it was easy. And also she was my goal. Like that was my point.
It was easy to come back here for your daughter.
Yeah, exactly. Because her mother had already moved back. I had just got out of a relationship and my lease was about to be up. All the stuff lined up. And so I just told my parents, I'm like, I'm about to stay here for a month and then I'm going to move into an apartment and I'm going to be back in Cleveland until I figure this, out with Jez until, she go to college or whatever. So it's been working out because when I left New York, I didn't even close my studio because of it. I had already cut my lease like 3 months. Yeah. So I was just renting space and I wasn't even shooting a lot of paid work as much as I do now. I was shooting a lot of just not recreation, like stuff for my portfolio. I was working more than I was shooting.
I was about to say, what would you call that? Not independent, but...
like freelance. I wasn't even freelancing.
Freelance.
I was like, and at the time I had
really... all the freelance workers out there getting to it.
Right. I was really at the bottom. I was not the bottom, but like I was serving at the time. I wasn't, hear me out.
I'm about to compare with what you was doing.
Yeah.
You had For Sure Things. So you got from For Sure Things to the bottom.
Yeah.
But nigga, you made your shit
Right.
to what it was,
Yeah,
into
so-
what it is today.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Don't downplay that.
Right. And so
There
at
ain't
the
nothing wrong with admitting the bottoms.
right, exactly. So at the time, but I ain't gonna fake because I've been measuring myself, and at this moment in time, I was in a deep hole. I didn't know I would. I mean,
You
I
don't
didn't
know
know
when you there.
I knew everywhere. Hear me out.
That's not
yeah,
true.
that's true. I knew when I was there. I knew I kept because I was looking up. I was looking up, and
But you know
visually
what
I saw
God got
myself as
going.
in a hole. And at the time I didn't know what was gonna get me out that hole, but now I know, and now I can see I'm out the hole. I look down sometimes, and I could be honest with myself. These are conversations we have with yourself. You can't lie to yourself.
Hell no. That's one
Yeah.
person you can't lie to.
Facts. And so I be like, okay, like I'm on the ground. I'm not in this hole looking up trying to get at least on surface. At least I'm on the ground. And then sometimes I'm like, I'm in the air. I'm on top of the ground. I'm like up here on this stuff. And so I'm not going to like express where I feel like I'm at right now. That's for me. But I do feel like No. I feel like I'm above. I'm not in that. I will just say this. I feel like I'm not in that hole no more. And there was times where I was like,
we love that. We love that.
I'm not in that hole that I was in no more.
We love that.
And when I was leaving New York, I felt like I was in there because I left New York serving. I'm like, I didn't come here to serve. And I'm coming back to Cleveland. I started serving.
Hold on.
I was like serving that, and I was serving.
Serving what? What do you think about serving?
I was doing both service. You think about legal and like I was serving food.
Shout out. That's how we need it.
Okay, yeah, I was serving food and I was serving happiness to people. You feel me? I wasn't really doing photography like I needed.
You wasn't serving yourself.
I wasn't exactly. I wasn't doing what I needed to do for me. And that didn't happen until I moved back to Cleveland. I didn't think we would get to this part of the story. But at that time, when I moved back...
Getting the whole story, pause.
Thanks.
There need no pause, but shout out.
Pause to this too. I kind of just like piggybacked off of DJ Esso. But he like wanted that. He knew. I didn't know.
Yeah, because
I didn't know.
you was his homie.
On top of that, he knew.
That's a real nigga right there.
On top of that, he knew that it was like that void that needed to be filled. And at the time,
shout outs to DJ Esso.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Vince, all that.
At the time, I didn't know I needed that push. Not from here, just from him. Not from him specifically, but just from the entire.
Because he gonna pity pat.
Exactly, but not.
He's not gonna tell you like, nigga, I'm doing this to help you out. He's never gonna say that.
No, well, sometimes, yeah, no.
That's what I'm talking about, like just like
yeah,
point blank, black and white. He ain't gonna be like, oh yes, I'm trying to make sure that you're okay, my friend. No, he's gonna make you feel like you the nigga. He's gonna make you feel like you need to be doing more.
Sometimes he be vocal with it, but at the time, I think...
But that's when you not living up to what you should be living up to.
Right. But that is to be said, but at the time, that's not what... That is true, right.
Got you.
But at the time, we was just like on a more like...
We wasn't even on that level.
Yeah, I'm just happy you home, and I'm just happy to be home. I didn't even have a camera yet. He was letting me use his camera.
I'm getting ahead of myself.
Right, just a little bit. Yeah, that's coming about right now in like when around the pandemic time, because I was a little bit here. They was giving out money, and it was almost no excuse not to. At that time, it was no excuse not to do your hobbies because they giving you money to live, and you can't work. You gotta do something.
You literally can't work most jobs.
You can't work nothing. They telling you not to go to work. So that's how I started doing the rugs.
There were a few niggas that did not stop what I was doing. Because I was an entrepreneur.
No, that's what I'm saying. It benefited for us because we was already doing that. So I'm like, you about to pay me to do it? You about to pay me? I opened up the studio I had over there.
Give me them loans, bitch.
I'm telling you. So it was like...
I fucked my shit up. Shout outs.
It's okay, but like it helped us believe in ourselves a little bit more. Like, okay, if I can give myself this money, then I can do it.
See, I never thought about it like that. I'm just like, oh, this a lick.
Yeah, no, for real. And
I fucked this shit up.
But I was just like, I just was like, can I do it? I don't know if I don't have it. I know can I earn, like, if I actually had it, what I'm going to do with it.
You just a real creative.
Yeah, and so that would help me.
And you had a purpose already.
You had a purpose already. That helped. And so fast forward to now with all that happening, it's easy to like facilitate stuff like this and like...
facilitate stuff like what?
like housing a studio and working with a studio house like this, and knowing if you knowing what to say in certain places and
What do you mean by that?
how to get people in here. Like, okay, I'm at the grocery store. I don't know. And,
yeah, break it down. Break it down.
I'm at the grocery store and I'm like, damn.
Because there's people that's gonna want to know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I just see a group of people taking pictures, right? I'm gonna pull up on them with their phone, right? Hey, y'all need a studio to shoot at. Or you need a photographer. Here go my car. I'm just saying, here you go. Are you doing a good job right now? Though?
I see y'all doing your thing, but if y'all want the next thing, holla at it.
Holla at me. Just like, but I wouldn't know to do that or know that would work had I not did it before. Back in New York, when it was downtime, I was really questionable about doing this. But this worked 100% of the time. Photographers do this. Go on Craigslist. You charge $100 for headshots, charge $75. Say you're doing a sale. Undercut yourself. Undercut the market.
Undercut yourself.
Undercut yourself, undercut the market.
You're already the lowest.
And then, but if you already low and you're not getting the sales you need, undercut it a little bit more. And you go, the undercut that you about to make, I mean, the business that you getting is going to supplement for that undercut that you made.
That's my whole, what they call it. Okay, when you create a business, you got to create this too, along with your business. What's that called?
Like supply and demand?
No. like you got to come up with a, I don't know. Like not a business model, but you got to, it's a public thing. Okay, I made this business. What I make this business for?
Oh, I don't know. You
know what I'm talking about though.
I know what you're talking about though. I don't know the term.
It's kind of like your business's motto.
You gonna look it up later?
There's a term for it. It's like a major fucking term. We both forget it, but it is what it is. But like when it comes to me personally, like that's my whole thing. It's like we're gonna give you the best price for the best merchandise you're looking for, and you're gonna be happy with that shit because it's gonna be what you're looking for.
Right.
Nigga, we give you the best price with the hottest shit that you looking for, period. That's my, I'm gonna call it a business motto, but that's not what it's called in business terms.
Mine is...
What would you call your shit? Because you know what I'm talking about. What would you call your shit? What's your business motto?
I would say mine is something similar.
Man, I wish we knew what the fuck that term was, because that's a major thing.
Business motto was good, but for me, it's really just... somewhat of the same, but I make it...
Because my shit is more merchandise. Your shit is a whole different thing.
Right,
You're actually like bringing shit to life. You know what I mean?
Right.
Me, I'm just providing people with X, Y, or Z. You're providing people with the whole thing.
Everybody want to shoot tomorrow.
We love that.
That's a fact.
Damn, what the fuck is that called?
Oh, I would say my business model is pretty much try to meet them where they at. Like, okay, say a shoot $300 or whatever the case, right? For an hour or half an hour. Say a shoot is
$100. Let's just, because you might be putting out real numbers.
Oh, okay. no, that's what I'm not gonna say no. I'm not gonna say no real.
Let's say the shoot is $10 an hour.
We go not even use dollars. We gonna say the shoot is 10 book bags, right? You got for this photo shoot, I need you to pay me 10 book bags. They say I can only afford. I'm like, but with that 10 book bags, I'm gonna get you, 20 pictures, and it's gonna take an hour. I get you, this many edits or whatever, this many, pictures. Yep. I can't afford that. You know what I'm saying? I can only afford 6 book bags. I can only afford 5 to give you 5 book bags. Then I would be like, okay, well then you can pay me that, but you're not going to get 20 pictures. I'm just going to give you however much you can afford for it.
Yeah.
So I have a
mission
price
statement.
Exactly.
I'm sorry to cut you off.
A mission statement. I didn't know
that's my mission statement.
I didn't know that's what you was looking for. I had that in my head.
That's what I was talking about. Mission statement.
Right.
Nigga. My mission statement give you the best, whatever the fuck you looking for at the lowest price.
Oh, that's a good one. Mine is we specialize in creating
I cut
a creative
you off.
environment.
I'm sorry, bro.
No, it's okay. But that's great. I thought that's what you meant. I should have said it. I don't know why I didn't say it.
I wasn't 100% sure. That's what.
I wasn't sure. Yeah,
that's cool though. That's cool.
Yeah, but it is a mission statement, and it's important to have a mission statement for your business so you can have something to follow for real, and so people can know what you're about. But it's I love mission statements because it's really about you. If you ever fall off track, go back to your mission statement. And
what's your mission statement? If you ain't got one, you ain't got it.
Then you gotta. That's really what that's gonna help purpose your business.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
And I would say like just meeting people where they at, like whatever they can afford to get. Like if it's not on my price sheet,
you work with budget.
I'm gonna work with your budget, right? I'm not gonna just turn you away. I'm gonna just convince you.
You're not necessarily like just turning down niggas. You actually looking for work.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, cause if you can't afford like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like you want to pay for all them, you want all these paintings, and they a band for all of these, but you only got $500. I'm not gonna give you all these paintings for $500. I'm gonna give you 3 of them because that's how much you got. That's how much you got. I'm gonna give you what it's worth. I'm gonna meet where I'm worth, and then I'm gonna convince you that you only need 3 of them paintings. If I'm not gonna peer pressure you to spend more money,
not even convince you because that sounds like you.
I'm gonna let you know.
Yeah,
I'm gonna let you know. Them 3 paintings is good. I'm not even gonna let you know. We're going to come to an agreement.
Upfront and honest with it.
Facts that them 3 paintings is good enough. Trust me. You got 3 of them for $500. You got what you paid for. You gonna be happy. Make it work. Stretch it out, type thing. And so that's where I meet people at, because usually people asking for more than they need, and then in the long run paying for more than what they need.
1,000,000%, because it's gonna take a nigga that's the opposite of you to be like, oh, okay, that's what you think you need. All right, bet. I already know that's not what you need. I already know that I can get that shit done in 50% of what you asking for, and I'm gonna take all that bread. I'm gonna take all that, and I don't give a fuck.
And it is individuals like that it's detriment the market.
What would you call those? What would you call those? Parasites. Not parasites, but something along those lines.
Something along those lines. I will say, like, with all that...
Vultures, there it is.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy. I was about to say culture vultures. I need to start saying what I think you're about to say. Nigga, yeah, they are culture vultures. That's exactly what they are.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Like a culture vulture really, like, I mean, like, I'm going to say a culture vulture.
I shouldn't say culture, but a vulture.
A vulture. I will say that. And like, that would be a good term.
Because a culture vulture, that's somebody that don't know nothing about nothing.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh...
Because sometimes these people do know stuff, and that be their benefit. Yep. They know stuff, and then that's 100%. How they get over on them.
That's where that analogy come from. Where I don't remember the saying. This is terrible because it's a popular ass saying, but pay to play. Why the fuck do I gotta pay to play?
I don't like the saying.
Why the fuck do I gotta pay to play, nigga? If you my friend, I gotta pay you. Or not even if you my friend, if I know you, I gotta pay you to know how to play the game.
Hey, you a bitch. That makes sense. A bitch. That makes sense to me. I just don't like.
Son, you a bitch. Pay to play. You a bitch.
I don't like.
Tell me, give me some money. I'll give you some information. You a bitch. You a bitch. You a broke bitch.
For the information.
Because why you need my little couple dollars
for the information
to make it acceptable for you to give me that information? You just a bitch.
Personally, I don't gatekeep, but I don't.
That's what I'm saying. Any gatekeeper, you a bitch.
I don't care.
I'm gonna let that loose. You don't gotta say nothing. I'm gonna say that. You a bitch. You gatekeeping on anything. You a bitch. I love rocking these type of socks from this B-side brand. I don't want nobody to know about these socks and these t-shirts. You a bitch.
Yeah.
Nigga, that's a sub. Nigga, you a bitch.
I feel like
why are you gatekeeping little shit, bro? You a bitch. First off, second off, third off, all the offs. You a bitch. Shout outs though.
Right.
My bad.
Yeah, I outside of that, I ain't really got too much else going on. Like I'm trying to like just grow these businesses and see where
that's a lie, bro. You got a lot going on.
And
nigga, I see you every day with a different person inside of Cleveland Sky Studios.
That be them. Shout out to them. They like really Utilize the space type shit.
Not even utilize the space. They're utilizing you, son.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean.
It don't matter the space, nigga.
It ain't always
you can put these niggas into an alley. This is kind of weird, but this is where we gonna get what you give.
Right.
All right, bet. Let's get it, I guess.
Right.
But you bringing niggas to a real space. You giving motherfuckers a real, just whole environment to feel good in about what the fuck they want to bring to life. You doing that. It ain't got nothing to do with Cleveland Sky Studios. It got everything to do with Rod.
Right. No, No, you right.
It's like don't downplay yourself.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, motherfuckers is coming to you because they see what you did.
Yeah, that's not what
motherfuckers ain't coming to you because they heard about Rod.
That's not what I was saying, but I definitely
I'm not even trying to put words in your mouth.
I'm just
talking off the strength right now.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nick Nack said it best, and I like it. Like, I definitely live by it. Like, I'm definitely not new to this. I'm true to this. Like, people might think
Nick Nack definitely ain't say that, but shout outs to Nick Nack.
No, she ain't make it. She said it to me though. I don't know who said it. I don't know who said it first.
That's what I meant.
Facts.
Shout out to
I got
Nick
this.
Nack. She a nigga out here.
Right. Before I wrap this up, I wanted to put this out there. I'm working on this rehabilitation for mental illness and criminal justice center for criminal justice advocates. And we basically want to do it through the ShotsByRod organization. We're going to do carpentry and rug, textile design, reform. And so the individuals or the participants will come in and utilize like carpentry and rug workshops to reform this.
Shut the fuck up, son.
I swear to God, I wrote a grant for it and everything.
That's amazing, bro.
Yeah, so I'm going to try to do it. Ask Vince. He was there. Me and ChatGPT, and every day I applied for a new grant that needed a new part of the grant because, of course, I don't know how to write grants, but now I do, thanks to ChatGPT. Exactly. And so I just ChatGPT every time. I went to the same
and ain't nothing wrong with AI, son.
No, it's just teaching me.
I'm more so talking to the people when I say son.
Oh, facts. No, yeah.
You be trying to dead AI.
Right, no.
AI.
Exactly.
Blah, blah, blah.
And I'm also talking to myself because I used to be against AI.
18 years old.
I'm also talking to myself because I used to be against AI. And like, as an artist, I wasn't. But in this aspect of it,
as an artist, though, that shit is scary.
It is scary. But in this aspect, it was really beneficial because I was able to like just type in general things. Like when I first typed it in, I said something very broad. I said, I didn't.
It's scary how AI like adapts.
Can do that. Yeah.
Like,
all I typed in was write a...
this. You got nothing to do with what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. I was like, what I said? I said, write a grant program for write a program that rehabilitates criminal... Let me see. Let me find it. Because I need to know exactly what I...
Put the exact shit up because people
wrote.
People need to know how to utilize AI.
Exactly.
AI can take over the world 1,000,000%. AI could be the death of human beings 1,000,000%. I'm not saying anything against that because AI is scary. But at the same time, you could utilize AI to bring amazing things to this world. You could use AI to bring amazing things to your world. Fuck our world to your world.
Right.
It could be the answer to your problems. It is easily the solution to a lot of things. Like I've been using AI a lot and I'm just trying to be a content creator, quote unquote. You know what I mean? They can make my thumbnails. They can make my titles. I've never used them for titles, but I've heard major people who make 6-7 figures a year making content, they use AI to generate their titles, to generate their the content that they're gonna create. So it's like you gotta utilize these tools that's given to us while we can utilize them for those purposes.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it might be iRobot in this bitch.
Yeah, no, definitely.
in 5-10 years. So you got to use it to your advantage while you still can, because it's the wild wild west out here with AI.
I do think so too. Like it's definitely going crazy, but it's already off the rockers. Like if you saw it in a movie, it's definitely coming to real life. And if you see it in a movie, it's probably too late. And that's how I look at a lot of stuff personally. I ain't gonna be able to pull this up. I'll send it to you later. But I basically said something like
just do the rough draft.
Just a rough draft. I was like, create a program that rehabilitates criminal justice advocates and mental health individuals. And it wrote out this program. It's called CARE. It does carpentry.
It even named it?
It even named it. It named it, bro. And then I said, write a budget for this program. Write a program narrative. Write a geographical narrative for Cleveland. Not a geographical description for Cleveland, Ohio. And it did all of this stuff, and all I had to do was copy and paste it into a little template that I got from Google Docs for grants. And it was a nice little header, nice font.
They're gonna give you the whole thing.
But it's like anything. It takes 10 years to blow up overnight. So that's what I'm waiting for. But that's just what I got going on. Huh? Yeah, you got that. That's just what I got going on.
I'm saying blacktop.
What's that mean? I know, I don't. I'm not even gonna open
it. A whole nother thing. Pause.
Facts. I gotta head to the motherfucking back to the crib before I come back here. But honestly, I can't believe we made it to this. I guess that's 4 hours of talking. I motherfucking. I know it's crazy. It's weird that I look at. That's how I look at life now in increments of hours. But even though I don't believe,
you should look at it because time is money.
Time is money.
Money is life.
I don't even think.
Day and age.
I don't even think time is real, which is the weird part.
First of all, it's not real.
It's like
it's a man-made construct.
It really is.
If I could sit there in 3 hours, feels like 10 hours. But then if you doing something through those 3 hours, it feels like 1 or 2 hours. It's all relative.
It is. It's
like been proven to be relative.
It's very relative, and it's like
if you sit there and count 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the difference if you're doing something in those 4 seconds.
That is true.
It's not gonna feel like a nigga count 1, 2, 3, 4. No, It's gonna feel like 1 or 2 seconds.
Right. Hell yeah.
That's real, bro. That's real.
It's real. So I definitely I just been trying to so when I saying that, I can't believe I get all that out in like 4 hours. But that's what I got going on right now. Like this year, I think by the end of the year, if I was to have this interview again, it'll be mostly about that program in this studio.
Son, that's actually hard as fuck. You working for motherfuckers that are not allowed to work for themselves. Or I shouldn't even say not allowed to work for themselves, not allowed to like be a voice for themselves because they're gonna be suppressed. They're gonna be like, oh yeah, okay, fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So the fact that you're working for people that can't necessarily vocalize for themselves, that's amazing, bro.
And that's
real humanitarian shit.
That's what the government look at. That's they only give money. And
not even necessarily, because they might not even give money to you.
They might not at first, but that's the only way I'm doing it. If the government pays for it,
it's them trying to funnel some money and trying to do some little tax write-off shit. Yeah, okay, you fit that bill.
Oh no, I skipped this part, and you probably wouldn't have assumed this. I gotta stop assuming this. This is probably the last thing I'm gonna say. I started this because I wanted grant money. I don't give a fuck about, no offense, but I didn't really give a fuck about writing a program to help people. Like I really actually care. Like now I care after reading the program. Amazing, I'm like, this actually needs to be done. That's amazing. But at the beginning of it, I was trying to get over shit. But at the beginning of it, I was like, motherfucking just trying to write a cool grant to get quick grant money out, because for ShotsByRod I LLC'd it, and if anybody has an LLC or has a business, if people don't tell you this, I'm telling you, it's a site called grants.gov. You can register your company as an entity. I mean, you need to. That's the only way you're going to get a government grant. And then you register as an entity on there. It's free as long as you got your LLC. It probably take about a month. Mine's only took like 2 weeks. I looked up. They already. It's called a workspace. It's basically where you create the grants and the promotions and where you apply. It's the whole portal in which you apply for these grants. It's the only way you're going to get the grants, and it's so easy. You can get 9 government grants easily, but it's so many government grants, it'd be dumb not to do this if you're trying to get money. But the only detriment is that they only, like I said, give money to programs that are trying to help children, education, refugees, criminal justice advocates, and mental health individuals, Black people, women, Native Americans, foreigners, and stuff like that. Minorities and stuff like that, and other privileged demographics. Anything in that realm is seldomly just for like art or business or finance or anything like that. Not for fun or money.
It's for actually the beneficial of human beings and that are not getting what they should be getting, or that are not subjected to what they should be getting.
Right. And so if your program or if your company got anything to do with that, or if you can write a program that do that and finance it through your company, do that.
So ChatGPT, you know what I mean? They gonna help you figure it out.
But I in doing this, I learned we got friends that do that. So if you are watching this, holler at me, because I need clinicians and psychiatrists and all types of administrative people to get this money with me.
Shout out. We love that.
And check me out at Cleveland Scott Studios. Check me out at ShotsByRod and Rugs by Rod. And if you need a studio space, check out Lake Effect Studios. If you need some bookings for a party or a wedding, holler at them. They got great rates.
And that's it. Thank you, Rob, bro.
Yes, sir. This was great.
That was hard.
That shit was crazy.